Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yes, I've been holding for quite a while, so if you could just tell me why I'm on hold again, I hate you! Oh, Celine Dion. Hey, Mo. The editor of the school literary blog got expelled for drug possession. Isn't that like the best news ever? Yeah, his parents must be so proud. Okay, yeah, that's sad. But the good news is Mr. Shamtube's going to have to pick someone to replace him. So who? Roman Mazes, the self-important jerk who calls me tree-hugging Barbie? Patty, who spits when she talks? Pothead 1, Pothead 2? Nuh-uh. But what happened to Pothead 3? Did he graduate? I'm the only qualified editor left. I'm gonna storm the barricades. I'm gonna put that blog back into the hands of the people where it belongs. Plus, I'm totally getting rid of those stupid horoscopes. Oh my gosh, we're such a Libra.
Hello?
Oh, hi, hello again, hi. Okay, so my question is, for $1,500, how many guys do I get? Because I really need like 2 or 3. One guy is not gonna take care of me all night. Yeah, Friday the 14th. Okay, great, I'll get back to you.
Geez, Burke, I didn't realize your dating life deteriorated so bad you need to hire an escort service.
Oh, hardy har har. No, I'm hiring a caterer.
Yeah, they'll dress up however you want, I hear.
I'm hosting a reception for the grant winners of the Toledo Small Business Association.
Oh, well, if you're having it here and you're paying $1,500, I'll take the job.
And why would I give you the job instead of, oh, I don't know, like a real caterer?
Several reasons, all right? Number one, as a cost-conscious businessman, I can make your $1,500 taste like $5,000. Mm-hmm. And numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, my ziti, my caprese, my palm frites, and my killer squash blossoms. I'll start working on the menu.
Well, I didn't offer you the job.
You're welcome.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Hey, Ryder, what are you doing with these?
Joe hired me as a waiter.
What happened to the pigs and blankets? There are no pigs.
They were delicious.
Oh, so there is one pig.
Nothing in a blanket?
I've been out of the financial world for a while. I needed a little break. But, you know, I'd be interested in consulting again if the right opportunity presented itself.
So I can reach you at this number anytime?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Joe Longo. Hey, weren't you involved in that big Scanlon Ponzi scheme? My mom took a bath on that. She lives with me now.
Nice talking to you.
Oh, hi, no one ordered pizza here.
Oh, that's too bad. I'd love a slice. No, I'm one of the business grant winners. Wow. Should have worn my cocktail helmet. I had no idea this Councilman Mel Burke guy was holding such a formal affair.
Councilman?
Yeah, which one of these stuffed shirts is he?
Oh, well, can't you tell just by looking? I mean, since the councilman is obviously some old white guy.
Well, clearly I'm underdressed for this.
You kidding me? You got those super cool clips on your pants.
Oh, yeah. Think it's safe to take off the flashing lights?
Oh, hang on. Wait till this truck passes. Okay, you're good.
Okay. You know, I was so focused on getting here on time that I completely forgot to put on a tie. And by put on, I mean buy.
Well, I think we can get you a loaner. Come here. No. Nope. Oh, here. Yeah, this one'll work.
Thanks.
Here's a hint, it goes around your neck.
I live a relatively tie-free life. Could you show me how to do it properly?
Wow, a man who likes to be told how to do something? You should be studied by scientists.
I'm hoping you're a scientist.
Well, I experimented in college.
So show me how to do it.
Okay. Here we go. So you take the fat end, goes around the skinny end 2 times, then you bring it up and through, and then you go back down through the rabbit hole.
See? I didn't know there was a rabbit hole.
All right, there. You look very distinguished.
So we can fool them.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. Burke, you really think it's appropriate to be host to be down here in my room playing dress up?
Burke? You're Councilman Burke?
Yep, I'm the old stuffed shirt. Well, in my case, stuffed bra. Not for real, I mean, it's just a funny joke. Joe Longo, this is, he will now tell us.
George Karpelos Jr.
All right if I call you Junior?
Well, nobody does.
Well, Junior, you're wearing my favorite tie.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
This was all my idea.
That goes without saying. I told you before, Burke. Keep your hands out of my drawers.
All right, thanks for the image, Longo.
Hey, you don't fold up in collie, you roll it, starting with the narrow end. Why do I even bother? You put sweaters on hangers.
You're not supposed to put sweaters on hangers?
Beats me. No puke on the floor, no alcohol poisoning, no broken glass in my hair. I mean, nothing like high school, but somehow it was still a fun party. Did you enjoy yourself?
It wasn't about enjoyment tonight, Burke. It was about business. I made $1,500 and some very important contacts.
Oh, really? Miss Blue Dress was an important contact?
Look who's talking. I wasn't the one downstairs in the basement playing Spin the Baby Bottle with Junior.
Are you accusing me of being some sort of cradle robber?
Burke, he's still got that little soft spot in the back of his head. And you're what, 33?
Not for 275 days. But I have a birthday app on my phone. Doesn't matter anyway. He left without asking for my number, so he must not be interested.
Nah, Junior just probably had to race home before his curfew.
Hey, sorry, I know it's really, really late, but I got halfway home and realized that I'd forgotten something here.
Oh, what did you forget?
To get your phone number.
Oh, what do you know? It turns out I've got it right here.
Great. So, I'll call you, and, we can talk.
Well, it looks to me like we're talking right now.
Oh, yeah. You know how I can tell? Your lips are moving.
And so are yours.
We may yet have puke on the carpet.
So were you in India as part of your ski bum around the world phase?
No, that was actually during my Rhodes Scholarship phase.
Seriously?
What, a guy can't be a Rhodes Scholar and a ski instructor and a recycling enthusiast?
No, he totally can be. It's just he's usually not the guy talking to me.
So, to answer your question, I was in Thailand.
Drug holiday?
Peace Corps.
Of course.
And I was just so upset by the trash in the street. You know, the plastic bags, the bottles. It just ate away at me.
Ooh, could have been parasites. You know, once I drank this Thai cocktail, and I thought, you know, you're supposed to eat the worm. Turns out, no.
So I educated myself on the recycling process, and boom, EcoFleece was born.
Wow, it's amazing. I mean, you've had so many adventures all over the world at such a young age. You know, the age that you are, whatever age that is.
Yeah, I guess, but you're an elected government official. You must be the youngest councilwoman ever. How old are you, like 27, 28, 20?
Stop. No, seriously, stop. Yeah, I'm 28. Good morning, Mr. Shamtube.
That is a matter of opinion. Did you wake up this morning with a throbbing migraine that made you want to run into traffic?
No, but I'm ready and eager to get going on the blog, seeing as you need a new editor and all.
You are not the only one who wants the editor position, Miss Scanlon.
Yeah, but I'm the only one anyone likes.
I don't like you. Frankly, I don't like any of you. Ah, here is the other candidate.
Roman Mazes.
It's my little radical pony. You look extra angry today.
Because I'm looking at you.
Enough. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Mrs., why should you be the new editor?
Because I'm gonna bring standards back to the Grant Rant.
And ram them down everyone's throat.
That's the plan.
The Grant Rant should be a public forum where anyone can say anything about anyone.
Then you should be editor of the bathroom wall.
Zip it. I want each of you to show me what you got blog-wise. You have 24 hours to create a sample.
That's not fair. Only 24 hours?
I did not hear Jack Bauer whimpering about it. Clock's running. Tick, tick. Jack Bauer would have already killed 3 people.
Hey, well, let's see. It's the Girl Scouts who sell the cookies, so you must be selling tickets for the Scouts' annual pancake breakfast.
Yeah, if I sell 100 more tickets, I win a cap gun. Okay if I come in?
Yeah, sure, come on in. Mel's not here, though, you know, because this is the time of day when grown-ups are at work.
I'm actually here to see you. Mel spoke so highly of your business acumen when we had dinner the other night.
She spoke highly of me? What was she, drinking?
Oh, yeah. Tequila.
I see.
Anyway, I was just hoping I can get your input on my recycled fabric business. Just finding investors and stuff.
Let's take a look at your business plan. Clearly, you put a lot of time into the presentation. It's not just about the razzle-dazzle, though, you know.
Sorry, organization isn't my strong suit, but the idea is solid. See, look. Recycle the plastic bottles into a lightweight thread.
It's not bad. Original product, it's clean and green. That should attract a lot of buyers. But you know, nothing sells anything better than a face-to-face meeting. Not even this napkin from Chili's. Had the wings, did you?
Okay, face-to-face, I can do that.
Yeah, you sure you got the passion to do that? Huh? Rent a car, drive around the country, shake some hands?
Whoa, I can't do that.
Can't shake hands? What, do you got a germ thing?
No, I can't rent a car. I'm only 24.
24? Wow. That is really, really young. Did I just say wow? I meant holy crap.
All right, I'll figure out the transportation thing. Bigger question, how do I weed out the bad leads from the right contacts?
24, dude. You're still growing. I'm sorry. I just need a minute for that to sink in. Okay, I'm good. Can I get you a drink?
Okay, got milk?
All right, you got me.
No, but I'd really like some milk.
Wow. Okay. Milk coming right up. You want that in the sippy cup or a big boy cup?
Hey.
Hey. So, interesting news today.
Oh, look, that whole thing was overblown, okay? The mayor was just giving that hitchhiker a ride when well, technically he passed out in his lap.
I meant news about your friend Junior.
George?
No, Junior, as in several years your junior.
Okay, look, I know he's a little young for me.
He's 24, Burke, he told me.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's a pretty big age gap.
It's only 4 years.
How do you figure that?
I told him I was 28.
You're not 28.
The age is just a number.
Yeah, when you lie about it.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Because I just don't want to see you get hurt, that's all. I mean, you guys are at totally different points in your lives, you know? I mean, you're raising kids, he is a kid. He's got 2 roommates, you got 2 Frauleins.
Hey!
I'm just saying, he probably still gets carded at bars.
Well, I get carded sometimes.
Yeah, but that's like a pity card.
I hope that karaoke bowling wasn't too silly for you.
No, are you kidding? I love the bolioke. I mean, I got 2 strikes and I hit the high note and my heart will go on.
Almost hit it. You were dangerously close. I gotta be honest. I'm falling pretty hard for you, Mel Burke.
George, listen.
Uh-oh, was that too aggressive? Was it too much tongue?
No. Don't change the tongue. Yeah, maybe we should have this conversation inside.
If this is about my body spray, I can change it. I got a free sample in the mail. I'm not attached to it at all.
No. You're fine. But you're probably gonna bolt when you hear this. I'm not exactly 28.
Oh?
Yep. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm 30. 31. 32.
Do I hear 33?
No, that's it. I'm 32. So what do you think?
I think you're awesome.
I'm 8 years older than you.
Also good at math.
So the age difference doesn't bother you?
Are you kidding? If this is you at 32, I can't wait to see you at 40.
I can wait.
Oh, hey, this is great. A friend of mine owns a ski lodge, and he's willing to let us in a couple hours before opening. Saturday morning, we can have the entire mountain to ourselves. It'll be romantic.
Oh, I wish I could, but I gotta take Ryder to a soccer game.
Promise you'll have fun.
I'm sure I would, George, but I have responsibilities. You know, it's the end of the season, and Coach thinks Ryder may actually get off the bench.
I understand. No pressure. Why don't you just sleep on it, and I'll be back here first thing Saturday morning, suited up, ready to do some boarding with my snow bunny.
I wanna be a bunny.
What the hell is that?
Music, a little sitar.
Okay, this is a literary blog. there is no music.
A blog can be whatever it wants to be.
Well, then let's just make a little slumber party chat room.
What is that music?
Oh, it's a native Punjabi folk song.
Ah, the music of my childhood. I was beaten. Turn it off. What brazen and slightly racist ass-kissing. I have read both of your sample blogs, and congratulations, Lennox, you are the new editor.
Ha! I mean, nice try.
And congratulations, Roman, you are the new editor.
Ha! And I mean, ha!
Wait, what? Which one of us is the editor?
Yes, you're both co-editors.
But I can't work with him.
Yeah, okay, and she's impossible.
As I was hoping, I expect literary violence. Let the blog beat down. Begin.
Who's winning? The blue guys or the red guys?
Oh, the, you couldn't care less guys. What is it?
It's about George. You know, I've been wrestling with this for hours, and it's like, you know, we're just at different points in our lives.
Wait a minute, what? Do you have a hearing problem? Like when I say those exact same words, are your ears unable to pick up the frequency of my voice?
If only. No, it just struck me.
Well, I've been striking you for days, yes.
I'm raising 2 kids and furthering my career, and he's still trying to figure out what he wants to be when he grows up.
Are you kidding me right now? This is exactly what I've been saying to you.
He wants me to be a snow bunny, but I have to be a responsible guardian and city official. You know, we don't have the same goals right now.
There's like a big blonde echo in here. Yes, look, you're at totally different points in your lives, all right? Look, it's just not a good idea to date somebody that much younger than you. It never works out, and besides that, honestly, it just looks weird. Hey, how you doing? How are you? Good to see you.
Joe, who is your delightful young lady friend, Miss Teen Toledo?
This is Mandy. She was at the Small Business Entrepreneurs Night.
Oh, yes, I remember you. Blue dress, baby blue dress.
Yeah.
I'm a little early.
It's 8 years early.
Oh, you are so funny.
Hey, Joe, have you seen my funny hat with the pom-poms?
Yeah, I burned it for your own good. Wow, a little overdressed for Ryder's soccer game, aren't you? What is it, an away game in Antarctica?
Ryder is carpooling to soccer with Julio's mother, and I am going out for a romantic day on the slopes with George.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What happened to the conversation we had last night? Let me just recap it for you. I said, Mel, you really need to dump George. And you said, Joe, you make a lot of sense. You are absolutely right.
That doesn't sound like anything I'd ever say.
Wait a minute. Are you doing this because I went out with Mandy last night?
You know, believe it or not, Joe, every decision I make does not revolve around who you babysit. Look, do you know what this is?
Your face?
No, this is my fake smile, okay? I spend hours and hours every day making this big fake smile while I, you know, close deals for the city, or raise money for the booster club, or convince principals not to kick kids out of school. Now look, do you know what this is?
I was just gonna go with your face again, so why don't you tell me?
This is my real smile. A genuine smile. This is what I get when I think of George. You know, last night, I realized I'd nearly forgotten what that was like, but now that I've got it again, I don't want to lose it. You know, so sometimes I have to be a responsible city councilwoman, and sometimes I can be a snow bunny.
So today's bunny day?
Hell yeah.
What do you know? Your paper boy's here. Hey there. Hello.
Hey, you're not dressed for the slopes.
I know. I thought about what you said yesterday about your responsibilities. And you know what? If you have to take Ryder to his soccer game, then I'm gonna go with you because I just want to be with you wherever that is.
You do that for me?
Of course. And you do this for me?
Sorry about that.
You look awfully hot.
Oh, yeah, I got a few layers on.
No, I mean you look hot, as in amazing.
Oh, well then I should go take this off before I overheat.
And I better help you do that.
What about Ryder's soccer game?
20 minutes, make some sandwiches.
And that's when Mike Faraday charged the goal, and I wound up with his cleats in my cup.
Sorry about that, buddy. What was the final score?
I don't know. I was in and out of consciousness until the pizza.
Ah, look who's home.
I was skiing.
Oh, it was fantastic, exhilarating. Felt like I was 24, which I'm not, and I'm okay with that.
She even did the Black Diamond run.
Oh, I wouldn't say I did the Black Diamond run as much as I fell down the Black Diamond run. Do we have any ice packs? Oh, yeah, cleats.
I'll get you some.
See you, buddy. Look at you, you're glowing.
Ah, yeah, I think I got a little windburn.
No, I mean, you look really happy.
Yeah? Well, I am. I really, really am. You know, there's nothing else I need in my life right now.
I made soup. You want some
Oh,
soup?
I would love some soup and crackers.
Okay. George, you take my advice seriously, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Look, you gotta be all in on this deal, okay? You gotta be committed. People who invest in you are expecting a return.
Are we talking about the business or Mel?
All of it.
Well, I'm in it 100%, Joe. 100%.
All right.
Thanks. I'm gonna head upstairs and take a hot bath. Race ya.
She meant you, buddy.
Yeah.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Hey, somebody had a fabulous night. Can you spot her?
Where'd you go?
Oh, where didn't we go? Let's see, big fun, more fun, drinking fun, salsa fun. Ooh, get out before the cops come fun. 5 kinds of fun.
You know, let me just point out at Fun 30 in the morning that just because you're dating a 24-year-old doesn't mean that you're 24.
I don't know, I think it kind of does. Yeah, what's wrong with having a good time?
It's just not a lot of time. I mean, you know, you're already in your 30s. I mean, you know, 6 months with the wrong guy is just like 6 months wasted. Don't you think you should be looking for more of a substantial meal instead of just filling up with junk food?
Can I help it if junk food can't keep its hands off me? Besides, George is the right guy for right now.
Wow, checkmate. There's no way I can come back from,
No, you can't. So, speaking of wasting time, what did you do tonight? Watch lingerie football?
No. Season's over. We'll get them next year.
You know what your problem is, Longo?
No cool wristbands?
No, you think everyone should live their lives your way.
No, I'm just saying, you should be, you know, looking out for more of a long-term guy, that's all.
What, a husband?
Something like that?
Why? I've already got an annoying, know-it-all guy who sits on my couch that I don't have sex with. What more do I need?
Honey, will you grab me a beer?
It's all good, it's okay, it's alright, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's alright, I guess you're stuck with me.
Hey, Lennox, I was looking at the school blog online and there was
Hey,
nothing...
no, don't say blog. No blog.
Oh, school blog? Really? You logged onto the school blog expecting to see something interesting and yet found nothing and you're wondering why?
Not anymore.
Tried to warn you.
Yeah, you did a hell of a job.
Mr. Shamtu made us co-editors, and I cannot work with Roman, so nothing gets on the blog because Roman doesn't like my brilliant stuff and I don't like his stupid stuff because it's stupid.
Oh, can't you guys just collaborate with each other?
You don't learn, do you?
You can't collaborate with people who will not listen to you. He doesn't even let me finish a sentence.
Oh, yeah, I can't
It's
stand
just
him.
so frustrating.
I bet. Hey, I love your hair. Are you doing something different with it?
No, don't try to distract me by talking about my hair.
No, it's so shiny. I mean, are you using something new?
Yeah, it's called strawberry scented anger.
Oh, well, it is working for you. Uh-oh, nanny in a suit. What does that mean, 8 more weeks of winter?
That's no, I actually have a meeting. Handing out my business card at your little meet and greet last week yielded a few calls. Longo's getting back into the game. I may be doing some part-time consulting with this startup.
Oh, well, good luck. You know, you can tell me when you have a job interview. You don't have to hide things from me.
Look, I know you're still in, horny heaven with George. And nothing else matters, but I did tell you, okay? I have nothing to hide.
What's this?
Nothing. Can I have that, please?
An anniversary card? Whose anniversary is it?
Mel.
Dear Tiffany. Tiffany? You're sending an anniversary card to your ex-wife? Why?
If you have to know, yesterday, I got a postcard from the chalet we went on our honeymoon, and it said, "We miss you, come ski us again."
Oh, I guess they didn't hear you two stop skiing each other.
I am just reaching out to her on our anniversary, all right? And I found a card with an appropriate message.
You found a card that says, "Thanks for tearing my heart out, you gold-digging bitch"?
Look, I'm just trying to be a friend here, okay? On a day when she's gonna be sad and lonely and probably watching that video we made in our honeymoon.
My bagel just came back on me.
No, we rode our bikes at the top of a volcano and the guy videotaped us there at the top of the crater. Doing it. I'm kidding, I just want to see that face.
Joe, this is a bad idea.
What is the big deal? Look, I'm just gonna swing by her place after my meeting and give it to her.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, you giving it to her. I'm gonna mail her this.
Mel, I didn't even seal that envelope yet.
You should not be looking anything that says Tiffany on it.
So all these pieces I submitted are terrible.
It's just my opinion, which is always correct.
Every story, every poem, every single line is total suckage.
No, there are random moments of unintended hilarity.
You think if you act smarter and better, you're somehow smarter and better.
Yes, and yeah.
You know, those pieces may not be perfect, but every once in a while, you have to take a chance.
Oh, so you want me to take a chance?
Yeah.
You really want me to take a chance?
Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is. What the heck was that?
So, you were really just talking about the blog?
Yeah.
Because you're really good at metaphors, so I thought... I'm sorry. So... I'm confused.
Well, why don't we clear things up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Mr. Shamtube, we were just...
Inspecting each other's lips for defects? I think not.
George, are we supposed to be going out tonight?
No. Tonight's your night off. Rest up for what's to come.
Oh, what's to come?
We just got invited to a party.
Meet the new girlfriend. Oh, that's so sweet. Who's got a new girlfriend?
Oh, just some guy named me.
Aha!
Yeah, so this guy, me, he's a lot of fun. You're gonna love him. He's throwing a party right here so that all his friends can meet his new girlfriend.
Ah, there's that word again. So that's what we're calling it after only 12 days?
Ooh, am I in trouble? Because I already sent out the Evite.
No, it's not a problem.
Okay, because I was worried you might be thinking that I'm going too fast.
What? Ugh, too fast? Who's fast? No, not you.
Oh. All right, well, I know I shouldn't have sent out the invite without running it by you first, but I was just so excited. So, you're okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, what's not to be okay with, you know? I mean, after all, I am your...
Girlfriend.
You said it.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right.
Hey, Mel, I got some great news. Whoops, did I just interrupt another magical moment?
Would that stop you?
Honestly, no. So my interview went awesome, all right? They didn't even care that I work for Scanlon. They said, that was the past. We are Pride More Financial. We look toward the future, and that future just might include you, Joe Longo.
Way to score, Joe.
Yeah, you too, buddy. I mean, thank you.
Well, I hope you can make the party.
What party?
She'll tell you. Later.
Later. What party is he talking about?
Ah, it's nothing. It's just a little gathering.
Oh, I just got an Evite. From George. Come meet my new girlfriend. Are you the new girlfriend?
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. You don't look 100% totally comfy with that.
Oh, I'm comfs. I'm super comfs.
Yeah? Well, you better tell your face because it don't look too comfs. I mean, it makes sense. You guys have been going out, what, 4 or 5 minutes now?
Well, almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That's like half his life.
This is not about his age.
No, you sure? The young guy's not going a little too fast for you?
Well, no, he's moving just right. And anytime he wants, he can call me that.
Okay, well, then we both got good news because I am this close to getting a new job and you are this close to being able to say the word girlfriend. Excuse me, hi. Wasn't this Pride more financial?
Oh, they cleared out middle of the night. Yeah, so fast they left skid marks. And turned out they didn't have the financing.
Yeah, but no, I had a meeting today with the CEO.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's still on the schedule. Yes, right after my date with Jennifer Lopez.
They can't be gone, though. No, I had an interview and I nailed it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I almost completely forgot. Yeah, they left a message for you. Look around.
So I take it you're not going to validate my parking?
About time.
Uh-oh. Sit down. Boy trouble? What's his name?
Mr. Shamtube?
A teacher? Oh, my God!
No, it's Roman. We were kissing and Mr. Shamtube caught us.
Whoa. I thought you and Roman hated each other.
Oh, so now you have to like someone to kiss them?
No, good point. Proceed.
Okay, Mr. Shamtube doesn't want 2 students who are having a thing left all alone in the resource room for no reason. A couple of pregnancies, a lawsuit, and people make up these idiotic rules.
So you want Roman to ask you out?
Yes, no, God, keep up. Mr. Shamtube says that one of us has to resign as editor, and it's not going to be me.
So it'll be Roman.
No, he's not gonna do it.
So all this happened because of one little kiss?
Actually, it was 2. 3 if you count the third one.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, I don't know. That's why I was waiting for you.
Really? You wanted my opinion on this?
No! I just wanted to hear myself talk so maybe I could figure things out. God, not everything is about you.
I like it better when it's about me.
Wow, what's this? You actually went grocery shopping? I didn't even think you could find the store.
Just buying stuff for the party, the Meet the Me party. So how'd the interview go?
It went in a U-Haul in the middle of the night. Company went bust and they took off.
Oh, Joe, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You know what? So my career is dead. My marriage is shot. But you know what? The good news is that I've officially hit rock bottom. And in that, Mel, comes a certain serenity. Longo.
Mr. Longo, this is Angela Valentino's. I'm calling to confirm your reservation for tonight at your usual table.
Reservation? What are you talking about?
Oh, I see that it was Mrs. Longo who made the reservation. My mistake. I am so very sorry. Please forget I called.
Wait a minute, Angelo. Angelo, wait a minute. Hello, Angelo. Can you believe this? Tiffany is using our standing anniversary reservation to take some new guy out.
Well, shouldn't she be able to move on with her life?
Yes, but not at our table, at our restaurant, on our anniversary. That's like sleeping with another guy in our bed.
Well, what happened to your serenity?
She sucked it out of me.
You quit.
No, you quit.
How about a compromise? You quit and I don't.
I'm a junior, all right? I'll be applying to colleges first, and I need to be editor more.
You know how you're gonna have more time to apply to colleges? By quitting. Why are we making this such a big deal? Because of a couple of kisses?
I know, it's crazy. Although that last one rocked. Okay, it's not an SAT word, but it's accurate.
True. But for the sake of the blog, we can't do that again.
Oh, no, ever.
So this non-relationship is over.
Dead and buried.
Yeah, because that's the only way we can, make this work is co-editors.
Which is all I care about.
Yeah, me too.
So,
Yeah.
so
Let's not risk it. Hey,
together.
I did, but, you know, people call people, and then they call people, and word gets out. Tristan, Emily, get over here, meet my girlfriend. This is her, my girlfriend.
Don't call me that yet. It's so formal, you know. Just call me Mel. So I'm just gonna get some of this stuff out of here.
Hey, little dude. We ran out of guac, so do us a solid, run to the store and pick some up.
Yeah, because that's what I live for, to do you a solid.
Ignore them, sweetie.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird with all these people in the house.
Now run to the store and get some guac.
Excuse me. Wow. Look at this turnout. I didn't realize that spring break was coming to you this year.
I think it's sweet that George has a lot of friends.
We're all here to meet the girlfriend.
That goes without saying.
Look at the two of us, huh, Mel? Old and overdressed.
Oh, you're coming to the party?
No, I'm just passing through. Plus, Valentino's has a dress code.
Valentino's? Wait, you're not seriously gonna show up at Tiffany's date, are you?
Yeah. I want to see who she's desecrating my anniversary with. I'm sort of sentimental that way.
You can't do that. I won't let you.
Don't worry about it, all right? You have 5,000 new friends to tend to here.
No. If you go, I'm going with you.
Are you crazy? You're gonna leave your house full of all these strangers?
Yeah, well, George will watch the place, you know? He's very mature. I trust him. Hey, listen, can you guys tell George that his Mel, had to go to Valentino's real quick because my nanny doesn't know how to be divorced? Okay, thanks.
Who's George? I don't know. Who was that blonde? I don't know. She's pretty hot for an old lady.
There she is. Look at that, at our table, with him, eating.
Joe, think long and hard before you do this.
Okay, I'm doing it.
No, I'm just saying, sometimes turning and running is the most courageous thing you can do. Be a man. Run.
I'm sorry, Mel, I just cannot let this thing go. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, broken homewrecker.
Joe! Mel! Hi, Tiffany. It's always a pleasure to see you, even under painfully awkward circumstances. What are you two doing here?
Oh, I just want to see what guy you're celebrating my anniversary with.
His name is Carson.
No, I bet it is.
Look, I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, me either, but unfortunately, pal, we got a whole truckload of it here.
So this is how you acknowledge our anniversary? By showing up and embarrassing me?
Embarrassing you? Embarrassing you?
Joe, you're embarrassing me.
And luckily, Carson called and said this was no night for me to be alone.
What a humanitarian, taking you out on a date on our anniversary.
Excuse me?
Who are you?
Elaine.
My wife.
Wife?
Wife.
Wife.
Oh, I thought we were all saying it.
That's my seat.
So this isn't a date?
Are there usually 3 place settings on a date? The least you could have done was acknowledge our anniversary in some small way.
I did. I sent a card.
What card?
Oopsie. Really gotta clean this thing out. Oh, hey, movie stubs. Inception. I can get it. Well, just go ahead, eat. Oh, bingo. Here it is. Happy anniversary. Oh, wait, you know what? There's a phone number there. I am gonna need that.
Tiffany, look, I owe you an apology. I should have never doubted you.
I don't want to hear it. You know, it's times like this, Joe Longo, that I wish we were still married, so I could tell you it's over.
Tiffany, sorry about that.
Oh, you know the upside to this whole horrible evening? Untouched crab cakes. Delicious.
Hey, young dude, you bring the guacs?
Did I bring the guacs? Yeah, I brought the guacs. And I almost got run over on my bike because I was carrying 6 bags of groceries and my light burned out and every driver in Toledo decided to play out. Let's see how close we can get to the kid on the bike who's risking his life to bring home the guacs.
The kid brought the guacs!
Yeah, anybody seen Mel?
Hey, are you George?
Yes.
An exciting night, eh, Mr. Longo?
Yes, Angelo, thank you. I went a little overboard coming down here, didn't I, Mel?
Who can say? Yeah, you did.
Why does it hurt so bad to watch someone move on with their life when you know they're not the right person for you?
You know, I think when two people aren't meant to be, at some point, you just gotta let it go.
Mel, there you are.
George.
What's going on? Are you guys on a date?
What? No.
Come on, man, there's 3 place settings here. Jeez, doesn't anybody count dinnerware anymore?
Oh, yeah. Well, you left the party. I thought meeting my friends was important to you.
It is.
You know what, Mel, if I may. Hey, George. You know what, I think Mel's a little over the whole big party thing. So why don't you do this? Why don't you sit down here in this chair tonight and have a nice little party for 2, all right?
George, we should really get back to your party.
No, you know, I was thinking maybe we could stay here. I don't care about the party. I just care about you, Mel.
Now would be probably a good time to sit down.
Oh, yes. You sure you won't join us?
Yeah, because that would be romantic. Have a good night, you two.
Thank you.
Look, I know I was pushing a little too much, and I'll stop using the G word until you're ready.
Thank you. You're a very caring boyfriend.
Boyfriend? So that would make you my...
Bitch. Girlfriend. All right, I had a little trouble with the G word before, but you know, I've grown a lot in the last 10 minutes.
This is nice. Just the 2 of us, you know? A real grown-up evening. $11 for soup?
I just read your anniversary card. I had no idea you felt that way, Jojo B. I can't stay mad at you. I want you more than any man I've ever wanted in my life.
Tiffany, this may not be the best moment to do.
It's a great moment. Now, come on. Let's go into the restroom like old times.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely to see you again, Mr. and Mrs. Longo.
Thank you, Angela.
You're really gonna put the word jejune in this article?
Yeah, it's a good word.
Yeah, if you're a jerk.
It won't hurt anybody to crack open a dictionary and learn something.
Crack you open and all that comes out is smarm and pomposity.
Ooh, those are the big words. Are you tired? Do you need to lie down?
Shut up. And when you're done that, shut up.
What is this I hear? Disharmony? 1 minute you are all lovey-dovey and the next you are at each other's throats? It is like watching Arpita, Lali, Esha, Jagruti and Bhiba. India's version of The View.
I don't know what happened to me the past couple of days. Somehow I thought Roman was not a repulsive, narcissistic pig.
And I was deluded by her human form. Then she unzipped her face and revealed her self-important lizard head.
Ah, how it gladdens my heart to see such unbridled animosity between my co-editors. Ha ha ha! Yes! Both of you may remain in your posts, so long as you maintain this delightful level of hostility.
Oh, it won't be a problem.
Not at all.
Now let's see. Which Sex and the City character am I?
Do you have to sit so close?
Do you have to exist?
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
George, not the neck, not the neck, not the neck.
I'm sorry, did you want more neck? Coming right up.
No. Oh, look, the movie's over. You missed the ending. Oh, wait. I want to make sure no animals were harmed during the filming.
All right, no one died. Let's get naked.
Oh, not tonight, cowboy. I gotta work in the morning. It's time for bed.
That's what I'm saying, bedtime.
No. My bed here, your bed there.
You know what? Why don't you just explain it to me upstairs? You know what I mean? Hello? Hey, Stevers. Hey, man, I can't hear you over the music. Oh, you want to go to the Envy Lounge?
Want to? Yeah. Going to? No.
Old lady's got to work. I'm coming solo.
Aw, I'm your old lady? That's so sweet. Never say that again. Ugh, look at him go. Young, independent, not a care in the world. This crap's gotta stop. That boy needs a job. I mean, yeah, it started off as a fling, but this relationship's getting serious.
You know, just because I'm looking at you doesn't mean I'm listening.
Come on, Joe. You said you liked his business idea, so give him some pointers, you know, businessy things.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I was first in my class at business school. It's not that easy, Burke. You know, a couple weeks ago when George and I went over his little eco-friendly fabric thing, the kid was all over the place.
Yeah, that's just his youthful energy. Come on, Joe, he needs someone like you who's seasoned and wise, you know? Be his Obi-Wan. Be his Oprah, Joe. Be his Jopra.
I'm gonna have to say Nopra.
Come on, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You want me to turn your boy wonder into a man wonder, like grow him up for you.
Well, it's what he'd evolve into anyway, and you can help him, and by helping him, you're helping me, and by helping me, you're helping yourself. It's really a circle of help.
I know the circle of help. It's gonna come around and bite me on the ass.
Thank you.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
Do you mind? I'm trying to play Angry Birds.
Sorry, Holly, my bad.
Don't say my bad. You're not Will Smith, and it's not 2003.
Sorry, my bad. No, it's not.
All right, game's over. You can put your arm around me now.
Thank you.
You know, Ryder, I think it's time to let you get to the next level.
Really? The next level?
Mm-hmm. This Friday, 7 o'clock, my house.
Wow. Should I, bring something?
Yes. Yogurt-covered pretzels. My mother loves them.
Okay, great. What?
You're meeting my parents on Friday.
Yeah, of course, right.
What did you think? Oh, get your arm off me.
So look, man, you did some really, really good work here. I think I could actually show this to people now.
So it sucks less.
40% less, yes. Look, I want you to read through these marketing articles tonight, okay?
Oh, man. Homework?
Yeah, buddy. Longo U is not a party school.
And your basketball team blows. Listen, can I ask you something off topic about Mel?
Run. Kidding. Semi-kidding. What?
Tuesday, Mel and I will have been together for a whole month, and I want to get her something special.
Oh, let's see. What's the gift you normally give somebody after you've been together a whole month? An inflatable neck pillow.
This is serious. It's got to be something that says, I'm in this for real. Do you think she'd like a cashmere sweater?
Nope. She's allergic to wool and Angora. Oh, and cheap shoes.
Well, I can get her an appointment at an allergist.
What?
What if I name a star after her?
Okay, it's hilarious. A buddy of mine once gave his girlfriend one of those for her birthday. Oh, God, that poor pet. My point is that she doesn't really like gifts that are not from this galaxy. All right? Plus, she likes to unwrap things.
Well, I got my mom a silver locket once. You think Mel would like that?
George, you never, ever give your girlfriend the same gifts you just gave your mother. All right? It's just kind of a good rule to live by.
Well, then I'm tapped.
No, wait a minute. She does like jewelry, though. I mean, you've seen her dress her. She's got all of her necklaces knotted up there like spaghetti. What about this? Why don't you get her a jewelry box? That'd be a good idea. You can even pick one out that plays music. You could pick the song.
Yeah, I could pick her favorite song. What is her favorite song?
God, don't you guys ever talk? What the hell are you doing when you're together? Never mind. The song is Careless Love.
Thanks, man. I will just Google that.
Oh, what you Googling?
Porn? Business porn?
Interesting, George. Well, you'll have to show me later. We can have a study date.
Yeah, because you majored in hotness.
And minored in naughty.
Ooh.
Remember, we eat off this table.
You don't understand. This is not just meeting regular parents. Holly's father's a gym teacher, and all gym teachers hate me, and her mother's a city prosecutor. She makes murderers cry.
I'm sorry to laugh.
You don't understand. You have to help me out, or else Friday's dinner is gonna be my last meal.
Calm down. You've got a lot going for you. You're weak and totally unthreatening. Parents eat that stuff up.
Thanks. You're a terrific life coach.
Look, getting along with parents is just a matter of making them think you're something girls are not interested in. And you're there. Okay, I'm sorry. That was the last one. All right, for real. Dress conservative, say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. And if they ask about future plans, tell them you want to be a flight attendant.
I got it. It's George. He's taking me to his favorite restaurant.
Oh, yeah? The one where they give you the paper crown if it's your birthday?
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late, Mel, but there's a really, really, really good reason.
Tell me on the way. Must have wine.
No. I think Joe needs to hear this, too. I got a call from one of the companies that you set me up with. Fabrizio Sportswear. They want to manufacture my fabric. They're flying me to Italy sometime this week.
George, that's awesome.
Dude, congrats, buddy. I did it. You did it.
Their execs want me on the front line of this. They may even rent me an apartment in Milan.
Whoa, hey, apartment? Like the thing people live in?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cheaper in the long run.
Oh, well, exactly how long is this long run?
Well, I get all the details tomorrow. It's a big conference call. Listen, I'm sorry about dinner, but I gotta turn these visa papers in before 6 o'clock. It's so unbelievable. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, thanks, man. None of this would have happened without you.
You got it, buddy. Well, Longo comes through again. What do you say?
I think I'm gonna kill you. Milan? Italy? I asked you to help him, not make him an international man of fabric.
I don't believe this. I did exactly what you asked me to do, and you're giving me the who forgot the flush face. Forgive me. Forgive me for making your friend's dreams come true.
I liked him, and he liked me. You know, it's not easy to find the right guy.
You're acting like this relationship is over, Mel.
Well, it's gonna be pretty hard to hold his hand or anything else when he's in Europe.
You know, I think you're jumping to conclusions here. I mean, honestly, you're having this conversation with the wrong guy. Why don't you go talk to George?
Because I'm scared.
Remember, when talking to Holly's parents, don't bring up politics, war, sex, or religion.
What's left?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, so you're meeting the girlfriend's parents tonight. Yikes! I wouldn't want to be you. I mean, I'm sure you'll be great.
Yes, he will be. Just calm down and repeat your mantra.
Oh, what's your mantra?
I'm weak, I'm harmless, they love me. Where are my yogurt-covered pretzels?
They're in the bag, sweetie.
Oh, no, I just panicked all over them.
We have backups in the kitchen. Come on.
Hey, you ready to go? I made reservations at a super quiet restaurant so we could talk.
No. We need to talk now.
You want to know more about Milan?
Yes, like how long you're gonna be there or how short you're gonna be there.
They just told me I'm leaving Thursday, but they haven't worked everything out yet.
Okay, don't sugarcoat it.
It could be 6 months.
All right, sugarcoat it.
It could be a year.
Wow, you suck at sugarcoating it.
Look, I'm sorry, Mel. This whole thing's happening so fast.
I'm really happy for you, George. I'm just not as happy for us.
You know what? Come to Italy with me.
What?
Yeah, you like shoes. The whole country's shaped like a boot. You're gonna love it there.
It's funny, because every time you say Italy, I think Mars. Look, George, my entire life is here. You know, I'm responsible for 2 kids. I can't just drop everything and take off.
Okay, all right, how about this? I'll fly back on weekends here and there. I can work on the plane. Internet, free snacks, blankets, covered with germs from every country.
No, I tried a long-distance relationship once with Ben Brickman, you know? We were practically married, and then he moved to Woodhaven.
Were you guys together a long time?
Yeah, like most of 5th grade. And then just gone.
Look at me, Mel. Is this the face of Ben Brickman?
Yeah, kinda. I have a type. Look, George, let's be realistic. You know, Italy is a million miles away. We can't commit to this. And we barely know each other. We've been going out for, what, a month?
It will be tonight. And speaking of which, happy 30-day-versary.
What's this?
Well, if I tell you, I just wasted 2 hours wrapping it.
I love unwrapping stuff.
I knew that. That's why it's double wrapped.
A jewelry box. It's beautiful.
Ah, but there's more. Lift the lid.
Careless Love. My dad used to sing that to me. That's my all-time favorite song. How did you know that?
Let's just say I pay attention.
I guess you do. This is so absolutely me. I wasn't expecting anything like this.
Look, after the first few trips to Italy, it won't seem so Mars-like, okay? We can make a long-distance relationship work. What do you say?
Yes! A million miles of yes! Holly will be down in just a minute, which will give us a chance to get to know you a bit better, Ryder.
Oh, good. So you're in our little girl's English class. What do you think of those words being taken out of Huck Finn?
I had nothing to do with it. I mean, I could see both sides.
What kind of answer is that?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, well, this is so nice. Everyone here getting along. Is that your awful artichoke dip? I told you, Mother, never to put that out.
I'm sorry, kitten. Other people like it, but I'll take it away. You told me to put it out.
I said no such thing.
Daddy, are you wearing that cologne again?
No, I swear, I threw it out. This is just soap.
So what's for dinner?
Shrimp scampi. I hope you like it.
Mother, I had shrimp for lunch. Fine. I'll just go get something out of the freezer.
Ryder, we have to tell you something. Thank you for going out with Holly.
She has been so much sweeter since she started seeing you.
Such a pleasure to have her on the house.
We call you the Holly Whisperer.
I'm just her boyfriend.
Just her boyfriend. That's very funny.
What are you laughing about?
Who was laughing, kitten?
We were just talking about how much we missed you while you were in the kitchen.
Aw.
Well played.
Hey.
Hey, is next year a leap year or not?
Yeah, I think it is.
Woohoo! I get an extra day.
We all get an extra day, Mel.
No. This is the master calendar of my life for the next 6 to 8 months.
Oh, what are all the little stars?
Oh, those are travel days.
And the hearts?
Oh, those are the days George and I are together. See, red is for Toledo and blue is for Italy.
What about the smiley faces?
What do you think? You know, it's really very simple. If I leave work next Friday at 4:30 and drive 2 hours to Cleveland, I can catch a night flight to Philly, grab a cheesesteak, take a red-eye to Munich, which gives me just enough time for a quick schnitzel before landing in Milan.
Or you get another quick schnitzel.
I'm not done yet. After 48 hours of I miss you sex, my favorite kind, I hop 3 more planes, pick up 9 hours, and I'm back in time for Ryder's parent-teacher conference.
So what happens to the whole house here when you're off, you know, on Mel Burke's amazing sex race?
I talked to Ryder and Lennox, and they understand that I'll miss a couple of hours here and there.
A couple hours?
Days, whatever, you know, they get it, they're cool with it. Besides, you'll be here, and you're in charge of everything.
Oh, so that's it then? I just take control of everything, huh? The whole house deal, the whole kids deal? So what, am I gonna slap on a blonde wig and go down to City Hall and vote for you too?
No, my trip weeks are recess weeks. Look, George and I said we make it work, and hello, proof.
Relationships are pretty tricky, Mel. It's hard to squeeze them into little 12-hour packets of time.
What?
All I'm saying is, you can't live your life on paper.
Hey, Mel, I thought you'd be at the airport saying goodbye to George.
We said goodbye this morning, and I had to work on the master calendar.
But don't you want to give him one of those big romantic movie-style goodbyes to send him off?
I hate seeing people at the airport doing those big, long, mushy goodbyes, Oh, look at us, we're so in love, we're better than you.
Yeah, but this is your turn to actually be one of those people. Grab him and give him a kiss that says, to hell with those hot Italian models. This is what's waiting for you back home.
Oh my God, you're right. We are in love and we are better than you. I gotta go. Oh, wait, I should brush my teeth.
There's no time.
Oh, you're right. You know what? There is an air freshener on the rearview mirror. I'll suck on it. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry, girlfriend coming through. I have a boyfriend emergency. George, wait.
Mel?
Don't go anywhere. Stay there.
Miss, your ticket.
I'm just here to say goodbye to my boyfriend, and I have to give him, the proper goodbye kiss.
Oh, honey, you don't have to convince me. We have a whole special area just for people in love.
Really?
No. You're that city councilwoman, aren't you? You cut the ribbon for the new baggage claim terminal.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not carrying my giant scissors on me today. You can feel me up.
Oh.
Would it be okay if...
That young one right there? Good for you, girl. Go right on through.
What are you doing here?
I just came by to give you an official, mind-blowing goodbye kiss. Warning, you may experience some dizziness.
Look at that. Aren't they sweet? Oh, y'all are a cynical group. There's about to be some serious wanding up in here.
Well, now you can go.
Now? How am I supposed to leave you after that?
Well, that's the point of it, to give you something to think about.
Well, it did. I'm thinking I shouldn't get on this plane.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Well, this is your big break, the chance of a lifetime.
Yeah, but I have a chance of a lifetime right here. Milan is just a business opportunity. There'll be another one.
Wait, you would give up Milan and everything for me? It's crazy.
Well, maybe I'm crazy. I'm not going.
Okay, you're just a little confused because I kiss so good. George, this is a turning point in your life. You may not know that, but I do, because, well, I've got a few years' experience on you. 1 or 2, let's not count, but, I've got my dream job, and this could be yours. And if we, try too hard to keep this thing going, somebody could get hurt.
Well, what about our schedule, where I fly to you and you fly to me?
That'll never work. George, you can't live your life on paper.
Don't you want us to be together?
Of course. But your project could be a big success, and 6 months could turn into a year or 2 years. I'm saying go. Have your life, and when you get back, look me up and we'll see where we are. How about a goodbye kiss?
Let's call it a till then kiss.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Hey there. All right, so I figured you'd be sad after your long goodbye with George. So I made some sweet potato gnocchi with some brown sugar and a little butter and sage, because I know it's somebody's favorite.
Oh, that's really nice, but not hungry.
Oh, come on. He's going to be back in 3 weeks. It says so on your calendar. It's the box with all the rainbows and the sparkles.
Well, there's not going to be any rainbows and sparkles. I let George go. Completely. It's over.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I can't just be flying back and forth to Europe on a whim because some sweet, wonderful guy likes me, I'm not 24. I've got my life here with my job and the kids and this house.
So that's it for Junior?
Oh, I hope I didn't make a big mistake. What if he was the one, Joe? Who else could have found something so perfectly me?
Some guys are just lucky guessers. So, Holly, you gonna be joining us for dinner?
No, I have to get home.
Oh, that's great. Because, you know, you have parents that love you, so you don't really have to get that love here.
Do you have to write so loud? If you can't write softer, just don't write at all.
Yeah, sure, I'll just take mental notes. Very quiet mental notes.
It's like watching one of those nature shows, you know, where the lioness takes down the defenseless baby zebra.
Except it's over quick for the zebra. Who's been texting you all day?
Nobody, no one.
My mother is sending you pictures of cookies?
No, stop scrolling.
Is this her fried chicken?
It means nothing to me.
She's bribing you with food so you'll keep going out with me?
That's just crazy.
I need to speak with you in private.
Melissa and Joey is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
And now one for my granddaughter. What former U.S. senator sponsored the landmark Consumer Credit Protection Act of 1996?
Was it Russell Burke of Ohio?
It was. Correct for $10. Now, Ryder, what Midwestern congressman defied the odds by being elected to the...
You! Russell Burke of Ohio.
Before I even finish the question, a golden boy.
You know, this has been the best 3 hours I've ever spent with my dad, except for the time he had that head injury while skiing, but then he regained consciousness. You know, I have to say, this trip he's been super sweet.
Yeah. What do you think's up with him?
Why does anything have to be up with him? Why can't a guy just come and enjoy his daughter and his grandkids without having an ulterior motive?
I don't know. I'm just getting this very kind of cold, itchy feeling about him.
Okay, if that's another one of your hints about me giving you health benefits, no. You know, I think I'm gonna tell him to forget about the hotel and stay here.
Wait a minute. Back up. 3 hours without an explosion between you two, and now all of a sudden he can stay here all week long?
I'm barely gonna be here. I mean, I've got council hearings every night this week on that rail yard thing.
Oh, how nice. You get to be downtown at fancy hearings, and I'm stuck here at the House Senator sitting.
Come on, Joe, let him stay.
You know, you're really so cute the way you act as if I actually have a say in this.
No more wine for me. Big drive to the hotel. Especially since I have to take the long way around to avoid the sobriety checkpoints.
Daddy, about that, I was thinking that maybe you could...
Why, I'd be delighted to stay here.
Oh, before I even finish the question.
Well, I'm a golden boy. Car's outside, 2 Louis Vuitton bags in the trunk.
I'll tell the bellman.
It's all good, it's okay, it's all right, as far as I can see, it's all good, it's okay, it's all right, I guess you're stuck with me.
So how's the wife, Senator?
Who? Oh, she's fine.
You might think twice if 60 Minutes asked you for an interview.
Look at this, look at this. I got 3 poems published.
How'd you get 3 poems on that itty-bitty phone?
It's the school literary blog, and I'm the only person who got that many in.
Wow, that's great. Let me see. Dead leaves, dead heart, waiting for the end. Blood is the new black. Wow, I'm so proud and possibly worried.
I like to work dark.
Yes, you do. Nice going, honey. Back in my day, this was called a mom problem. Oh, that's me. So glad you called. Yeah, I can't talk right now. Wow, look at the time. Hey, I'll see you all later on.
Where you headed, Russell?
Out and about, Joseph. Out and about.
Hey, when my father is in town without my mother, it's never a good idea to ask where he's going.
Got it.
Because the answer will not always be family friendly.
What part of I got it was not clear?
Well, You know, it's just that he has a tendency to... Joe?
It's okay. Keep talking.
It's just like a huge turning point in your life.
No, it's not. It's just a text.
No, it's a huge text. I'm gonna take a picture of you reading it. Aunt Mel will understand how big this is. This is enormous. This is epic. Go.
I got a text.
Shut up! So what are we freaking out about?
There's this girl at school, Jade Gillis.
Okay, no, she's not just this girl. She's the girl.
She's popular among the masses.
Oh, so why is she texting you? I mean, why is she texting you?
Because she wants to be a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, and she read my sister Lennox's poems on the blog, and now she wants my sister Lennox to help her write her lyrics. This is amazing. And Lennox is gonna say yes.
Only because it would be so wrong to discriminate against the populars.
Yeah, oh good. It's about time someone stood up for the well-liked, glamorous people.
All right, quick, text her back before she asks some other artsy freak.
Okay, fine.
Oh my God, Jade Gillis is gonna come over to my house. What am I gonna wear?
We ought to be able to decide what to do with city property without interference from a bunch of soccer moms. No offense to any of you female ladies.
Look, Stephanie, I see dead people. No, but seriously, if he's the best their side's got, Friday's vote won't even be close.
Toledo has plenty of outdoor space. What we need is a parking lot. Not a lot of parks.
Do we have to stay for this? Yes, I have to show respect. Doesn't his chin look like a butt?
Hey,
package for Senator Burke.
You mean Councilwoman Burke?
No, Senator Russell Burke.
Well, that's from City Hall. I'll take that to him.
Nope. He needs to sign for it himself. It's confidential.
Absolutely. Of course it's confidential. That's why they gave it to you, because they trust you. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to your boss yesterday about you. Help me out with his name. It's just so hard to pronounce.
Councilman Walken.
Walken. Yes. Yes. And this is about the, drawing a blank here. I haven't had my coffee yet.
Plans for the rail yard?
Yeah, shh, don't say that out loud. Get in here. Get in here. All right, show me. I don't ever leave the drive-thru without making sure my fries are in the bag first. You know what I mean? Let's see what's going on here. What do we got? Okay, proposed parking lot plan. Talking points for Senator Burke. Exactly what I was suspecting. Expecting. Very nice work, son. Thank you.
So, can you have him sign for it now?
Absolutely, of course. Have I ever let you down? Have a very nice day. Bye-bye. Oh, hey there, Russell. Oh, that package came for you. Interestingly, it's from, Councilman Walken.
Is it? Well, thank you, Joseph.
Quick question there for you, Senator. Are you by any chance working for the other side? The side that's against your daughter?
Joe, I have a question for you. Is there any more of that sweet lasagna you whipped up for us last night?
You know, Senator, your daughter thought this pleasant visit was just a pleasant visit. You really need to tell her the truth. You know what the truth is, right? It's that little thing you like to dance around.
Anybody home?
In here.
Now's your chance.
You're like a dog with a bone, aren't you, Joe?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, little girl. I gotta run. I got a rendezvous at the Hyatt.
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Mel, actually, this time you might want to...
You heard her, Joe. Respect the lady. I'll see you both at dinner time.
You know, I guess I just had to grow up and get over my crap just to see how charming my father is.
Guess that depends on what your definition of is. Hey, Mel, I need to tell you who your father is actually meeting with right now.
As long as it's none of my high school girlfriends, I'm okay.
No, he's actually going to the Hyatt to meet with Councilman Walken. I think they're in bed together.
Okay, please tell me that by in bed together you mean he's actually having sex with Councilman Walken?
As nice as that sounds, no such luck.
Oh my God. Russell is the expert witness they're bringing in. I thought that was a bluff. This is bad. My dad can do real damage.
Why? Who cares what he thinks?
Hello, in this city, he's beloved and adored. He's bedored. I mean, who comes purposely to their daughter's work to make her look bad?
Are we playing that game again where every answer is Russell Burke of Ohio? Look, he's just one of those guys who can separate, family and business. He's like a mafia guy. He can bite the ear off of somebody in the afternoon and then come home and kiss his children with the same mouth.
Okay, putting aside for a second how odd your upbringing was, things were going so great. We were close, we were affectionate, we were bonding. I'm gonna kill him!
Yeah, okay, you know what? As good of an idea as that may be, let's just put a pin in that for a second and see if we can come up with something a little less, murdery, okay? Look, if you want to confront him, you have to do it his way. And if you start ranting...
I do not rant.
Yeah, okay, all right, but let's just say the world were, to spin backwards and you did happen to rant. He would dismiss you as a hysterical little girl, okay? Look, this is business, all right? You need to be calm, cold, very, very Russell, if you, think that you can do that.
Oh, I can do that. But back to the ranting thing, okay? I do not rant. Sometimes maybe I get a little excitable and I might rattle off a list of grievances, concerns, observation in a very enthusiastic manner, but that is not ranting. I don't... Where are you going?
I'm gonna listen to you while I go pick up the kids.
I don't find this amusing.
Shoes and purses, shoes and purses. Thank you, God, for shoes and purses. Shoes and purses. I see where you're going with that. But maybe tap into a more painful time in your life. And I don't mean when the shoe stores are closed. Tell you what, how about I just jot a couple things down?
Yo, Lennox, I'm gonna go to lacrosse practice with my boys from the lacrosse team over at the lacrosse court. Jade, right? I'm Ryder.
Is your nose bleeding?
Oh my God!
Okay, how about this? How about I sing this? You carved your initials on my wounded heart. You left scars that won't heal, and now we're apart. Don't think you can come back and reclaim your prize. It's over and done, a long list of goodbyes.
Wow, your little tweaks really helped.
Yeah, some little tweaks and some bigger tweaks. I could so sing this at my party. You should come. Would you come? Oh, let me think about it. Okay. Good. Oh, could you be my bestie and give me a hot cup of tea? Sure.
Hey, I couldn't help but overhear how untalented your friend is.
No, she's just really,
Popular? So what's the deal here, Lennox? Huh? What, you gonna rewrite all of her songs and she's gonna allow you to get her some tea and then maybe even invite you to one of her parties?
It's not like that. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much just like that. Hey, I've only been at the school a few months. I'm trying to make friends. Make sure it's herbal!
I'm sorry, did you say friend or, tea bitch?
Hey, Pumpkin. You're up late.
Well, you need to do a lot of extra work when the other side is bringing in the hotshot ringer senator, who is staying at my house and standing in my kitchen as we speak. Need I go on?
Something on your mind, darling?
You could have told me.
What, are you gonna run upstairs now, slam the door, and throw yourself on your canopy bed?
No. Okay, my sister was the one with the canopy bed, not me. But that is ancient history because I am calm, cold, and steely. And, simply curious why you would deliberately work against me.
It's just politics. It's my job.
But, okay.
Oh, come on, just let it out, honey. You know you're gonna feel better after a good cry and a little ice cream.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
Oh, hey. I was just, realizing that I should have gone to bed thirsty.
Okay, no, Joe, come in here. Listen.
No, I'm fine. I actually want to just
Listen,
be...
my
no,
father was just about to say something about his failure to disclose why he's really here in town.
Yes, I was. Mel, dear, I'd just like to say that I am so very sorry that you're upset about something I might have said or didn't say. Well, good night, everybody.
What was that?
That was an apology.
No, it wasn't.
It's the best you're gonna get from that guy. Look, you stood up to your old man. You know, you held your ground. Mission accomplished.
Are you kidding? That was terrible. And where were you this whole time?
Supporting you. From downstairs where it was safe.
Oh, yeah, well, this was your idea, you know, me being calm, cool, and steely.
You told me you could do it.
Yeah, well, why do you believe me? I mean, I can't do those sorts of things. I have my own methods.
Ice cream? Really?
Leave me alone. It's a cliche because it's true.
Of course we need sports fields for children. Everybody wants that. I want that. Nothing would make me
He's
happier
sucking
than
us in
see a
by
bunch of
appearing
kids
to
kicking
agree
the
with
ball
us.
around a field in the
He's
sun.
hypnotic.
We will awaken now.
But the people on this council have to be the grown-ups and make the grown-up decisions. Now, parking lots may not be sexy, but they pay for the schools and the libraries, and yes, even the soccer fields. And we will have those in the fullness of time. But first things first.
And now, speaking for the other side, the daughter, you know, Councilwoman Burke.
Isn't it nice to hear from Senator Burke again? Takes us all back. Way back. But let's talk about the future, which hinges on jobs. Jobs filled by people with families. And why will these people choose Toledo? Because it's a good place to live. Not because it's a good place to park.
Well, I read all your new songs.
Thanks. I tried writing about my pain.
Yeah, I saw the one about getting your ears pierced. Listen, Jade, it's been great sitting at your table with you and Alexa and Madison and all the Ashleys and going to your parties. And I know being as popular as you are, people may not always tell you things like, you know, the truth because they like where they sit. But, Jade, your songs are
promising, moving,
god-awful. I'm sorry, but they are. There's nothing in there.
Wow, Lennox, that took a lot of guts. I think you're the first person that's ever been honest with me.
I'm not coming to your parties anymore, am I?
Oh, no.
And the lunch table? Forget about it, right?
Until the day I stop wearing shoes. It's a shame because you're a really good song tweaker.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it.
Maybe we can work out another arrangement.
Like what?
I could pay you. My family's loaded.
No, I couldn't take your money.
Whoa, wait a minute. let's hear the woman out. Hi, Joe Longo. We didn't get a chance to meet the other day. I actually represent Lennox. So look, the initial payment, that's very easy to hammer out. What we want is a very large piece of the international rights and the royalties.
Okay, but I get to wear a pink dress on the album cover.
I'm gonna have to think about that. We are going to own her.
Councilman Sanchez?
Aye.
Councilman Walken?
Nay.
The measure approving the Toledo Rail Yard soccer fields passes by a vote of 5-2.
I did it! I mean, for the children of Toledo. Wow! I thought we were going down like total Titanic.
Well, I guess I should go talk to my dad, you know, be a good sport. Daddy, if I didn't know you better, I'd think you ducked out after the vote to avoid me.
No. It's just that this here is the only 4 square feet in Ohio where a man can still smoke a cigar.
It's
hair in the lungs.
Not tonight, honey.
So you okay?
Sure. Why wouldn't I be?
All right, then. Dinner's in an hour.
Why didn't you call me? I was only the chairman of the damn appropriations committee. I sure as hell had something to offer about a little soccer field in my own hometown. Why didn't you ask your father for help?
I guess I was afraid you would take over, you know, and I wouldn't be Councilwoman Burke. I'd just be Senator Burke's daughter who has to call her daddy when she's in trouble.
All I'm saying is, I could have helped you.
Daddy, I won.
5-2. Me on your side would have been 7-0.
What about walking?
The man's putty. A night on the town with me, I could have him voting for the Communist Party if I wanted.
You know, Dad, you did help me.
Did I?
Yeah, you think my closing speech came out of thin air? That was years of listening to Russell Burke. I rip you off all the time.
Well, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. You got my silver tongue and your mother's good looks. And my good looks. That's a deadly combination.
You worried I may outshine you someday?
Constantly. Well, congratulations on your win, Pumpkin. Like father, like daughter.
You know, I should have called you. I didn't realize I was hurting you.
Oh, pshaw. I'm not a little girl. I don't get my feelings hurt.
Of course you don't. Hey, you know what these are? Ice cream for old dudes. Hey, did these things keep? Can I leave this in the freezer till later?
Is that a Cuban?
Yeah. You want it? It's all yours. Yeah. If you agree you were wrong.
Okay, I was wrong. About what?
You said that Russell was cold and rational, and the only way for me to deal with him was to leave emotions out of it.
Yeah?
Well, it turns out that underneath that hard shell of macho denial, there's a big gooey emotional center. He was hurt that I didn't ask for his help, genuinely hurt.
Wow. He's good.
What do you mean?
He won you back using the emotional card. You don't want to play it, but if you have to, then you got to throw it. It's like a third-degree black belt move. Very few guys can even pull it off.
You are so completely full of it. I mean, men have emotions and sensitivities. Most men. I mean, clearly not you. You're really kind of sad, Joe Longo.
That's kind of harsh, Burke. I mean, I'm the one that actually wanted you to reconnect again with your father in the first place. As a matter of fact, seeing you go through all this with your dad sort of reminds me of stuff that I went through with mine. I'm really, just too painful.
Joe, what? Look, I take it back. I'm sorry. I know you were just trying to help.
Third-degree black belt.
Finally returned from her rescheduled date. The house was quiet, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight filtering through the windows. She tiptoed into the kitchen, shedding her strappy heels with a profound sigh of relief. Joe was sitting at the kitchen island, a dim light illuminating a book he was reading. He looked up as she entered. "So, how did your date go that lasted until 3 freaking in the morning?" he asked, his tone a perfect imitation of an overbearing parent. "Leave me alone, Mom," Melissa shot back effortlessly, leaning against the counter. "It is not a school night, and he was captain of the football team. God." She paused, a realization washing over her. Wow, I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mom. I would come in at 3 in the morning, and she would send me back out for gin. She poured herself a glass of water, the cool liquid soothing her tired throat. So, how did the kids get to bed? Ryder knocked out about 11, Joe reported, closing his book. And Lennox was, 1:30. 1:30. Melissa shrieked in a hushed whisper, her maternal panic flaring. All right, she just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling in, Joe admitted, holding up his hands in surrender. But she is caught up on biology and math, and the 5th season of Lost. Melissa sighed, shaking her head, but she could not hide the small smile creeping onto her lips. It was not perfect, not by a long shot. The house was still a mess. Her career was a constant battleground, and she was now officially employing a disgraced former millionaire to raise her fugitive sister's traumatized children. But as she looked around the quiet kitchen, listening to the soft, rhythmic breathing of the house, she felt a profound sense of rightness. They were a spectacularly broken family, but they were a family nonetheless. And for the first time since the scandal broke, since the kids arrived with their suitcases and their silent fury, Melissa finally felt like they were going to be okay. Suddenly, a loud, heavy pounding echoed from the front door, shattering the peaceful silence. Army Delivery Council. Babe, a booming voice yelled from the porch. Does it? What is that face? Did you forget something? Hey. Joe stood up, moving cautiously toward the front hallway. Holy nuts, that guy is huge, he muttered, peering through the peephole. Mel, this guy. I am not kidding. This guy is huge, Mel. Melissa closed her eyes, letting out a long, exhausted breath. The peace, it seemed, was always destined to be temporary. But as she walked toward the door to face the newest, massive crisis, she realized she was no longer facing it entirely alone. The municipal auditorium was a cauldron of civic unrest, filled to the brim with the low, simmering murmur of frustrated citizens. Bright, unforgiving fluorescent lights cast long shadows across the polished wooden floor, illuminating the faces of the local residents who had gathered to voice their grievances. At the center of this democratic storm stood Melissa, known to her friends and constituents simply as Mel. She was a woman who navigated the treacherous waters of local politics with a blend of sharp wit, unwavering confidence, and a wardrobe that perfectly balanced professional authority with effortless elegance. Tonight, she was the anchor of the city council meeting, listening intently to the passionate pleas of the community. Her friend and confidant leaned in close, whispering with a mixture of awe and amusement that Mel was a dedicated public servant by day and a stunning vision of glamour by night. Mel offered a gentle, knowing smile in return, smoothing the fabric of her tailored suit. She leaned toward the microphone, her voice carrying a warm but firm resonance that instantly commanded the room. She explained, with a light-hearted charm that disarmed even her fiercest critics, that she had to turn up the heat and assert her authority during the daytime hours, or absolutely nothing would ever get accomplished in their bustling city. The agenda moved forward, bringing the most contentious issue of the evening to the floor. The council had officially proposed a new educational initiative, capping the class sizes at the local elementary school at 22 students. While parents rejoiced, others were furious about the necessary budget cuts that accompanied the change. A burly restaurant owner stormed up to the microphone, his face flushed with righteous indignation. He declared the new policy to be absolute garbage, a term he used quite literally, complaining loudly that actual trash was currently piling up and towering. Foul-smelling mounds right in front of his beloved dining establishment because the city council had slashed the waste management pickups to a mere once a week. Mel maintained her composure, her posture impeccably straight, her expression radiating mature understanding. She addressed the angry restaurateur with patient grace, explaining that the unfortunate reduction in the city trash collection service was the exact financial sacrifice required to pay for the smaller, more manageable class sizes that would benefit the children of their community. She reminded herself internally that navigating politics often meant facing down furious men brandishing metaphorical, and sometimes literal, bags of garbage, and the only way to survive was to remain the mature, rational adult in the room. She felt a surge of quiet pride. She had handled the confrontation beautifully, In her mind, she allowed herself a momentary, triumphant thought, silently telling the angry garbage protester to swallow his pride. However, the fragile peace of the meeting was immediately shattered. Another man pushed his way to the front, his demeanor erratic and aggressive. He pointed a trembling finger at Mel, his voice echoing off the high ceilings as he demanded to know the exact whereabouts of the money that her disgraced brother-in-law had stolen from him. The room fell completely silent. The air grew thick with tension. Mel took a slow, deep breath. The scandal involving her sister and her rogue brother-in-law was a heavy burden, a dark cloud that constantly threatened to overshadow her own hard-earned reputation. But Mel was not one to easily crumble. She looked the angry man directly in the eye, her voice steady and clear. She firmly stated that she was not her sister, nor was she responsible for the chaotic actions of her extended family. Refusing to be the victim of a public shaming, she cleverly turned the tables. She addressed the entire auditorium, sweeping her gaze across the seated crowd, and asked loudly if there was a single person in the room who did not possess at least one relative of whom they were not exactly proud. A ripple of uncomfortable laughter washed through the audience. Shoulders relaxed. The tension dissipated into thin air. Mel had masterfully defused a potentially explosive situation, reminding everyone of their shared human imperfections. Later, standing backstage with her colleague, she reflected on the chaotic event. Her friend praised her, noting that she had held her own remarkably well up on that stage, comparing her poised demeanor to that of her father, the esteemed former senator. Mel, feeling a mixture of relief and residual adrenaline, nervously joked about her appearance and scent, wondering aloud if the stressful encounter had left her smelling less than professional. Her friend quickly reassured her, insisting that she simply smelled like pure, unadulterated authority. Mel beamed, playfully declaring that authority was, in fact, her signature fragrance, and admitting with a touch of theatrical humility that she had performed exceptionally well under the immense pressure. They exchanged a celebratory high five, acknowledging that the angry man bringing up her brother-in-law's various financial felonies had actually worked in their favor, completely shifting the focus of the meeting away from the controversial trash reduction issue. She had put the whole garbage debate firmly to bed for the night. The victory, however, was incredibly short-lived. Upon arriving at her beautiful suburban home, Mel was greeted by a sight that quickly brought her back to the messy reality of her current life. Her teenage niece, Lennox, was standing on the porch, staring blankly at a mountainous pile of black plastic bags. Lennox turned to her aunt, her young face a canvas of confusion and lingering adolescent angst, and asked why angry men were intentionally throwing their household trash directly at their front door. Mel sighed, the weight of her dual responsibilities pressing down upon her slender shoulders. She tried to explain the complex political debate currently raging within the community, but the heavy, pungent odor of the garbage made any intellectual discourse entirely impossible. Lennox, clearly unimpressed by the nuances of municipal budgets, simply announced that there were at least 10 more bags of trash waiting on the porch, and promptly walked away, leaving Mel to deal with the foul-smelling consequences of her legislative victories. Inside the house, the atmosphere was no less complicated. Mel followed Lennox up the stairs, attempting to bridge the emotional chasm that had opened between them since Lennox and her brother had abruptly moved in. Mel enthusiastically asked if Lennox had noticed me in. Lennox asked, not looking at him, her voice dripping with venom. It is not really my style, Joe replied, sitting down on the opposite end of the bench. What is your style? Lennox challenged, turning to glare at him. Outlaw Joe said smoothly, leaning back, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Oh, Lennox scoffed, rolling her eyes, kind of like Batman if he had been demoted to a nanny. Nice, Joe chuckled, appreciating the quick wit. Are you not supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now? Why should I? Lennox demanded, her anger bubbling to the surface. Crap goes on there all the time. Miss Lunt fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody is afraid to talk about it. I am tired of life being unfair. How about for once it just be fair? Joe looked out at the city skyline, his expression softening. He saw his own life reflected in her anger. The lost career, the lost home, the lost wife. All of it felt profoundly unfair. I would be upset, too, if my mom and dad bailed on me. You were talking about Miss Lunt? Lennox corrected him sharply, her emotional walls slamming back into place. You say so, Joe replied mildly. You do not know anything about me, Lennox snapped, standing up, ready to run again. You are right, I do not, Joe agreed, remaining seated. But what I really do not know about you is why you are taking this all out on your aunt. Because she is the only person who has not bailed on you, Joe continued gently. Look, I know she can get a little skitsy at times. All times. But since we are talking about fair, do you really think it is fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she did not do? Lennox paused, turning back to look at him, confusion mingling with her anger. Big bowl of stink? What is that? You will know when you have eaten one, Joe said simply, standing up and offering her a small, understanding smile. Meanwhile, back at the school, Melissa was sitting in a remarkably uncomfortable chair in the principal's office, preparing to eat her own proverbial bowl of stink. Any sign of our Lennox? Miss Lunt, a stern woman with piercing eyes, asked pointedly. Oh, Miss Lunt, look, Melissa began, launching into her best political defense mechanism. I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life has handed her. Look, I am not trying to excuse Lennox, I am just saying, if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. This is pointless without Lennox, Miss Lunt interrupted coldly, adjusting her glasses. Why do we not just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? Oh, tomorrow's city council session is all day, Melissa replied apologetically. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I do not know when you break. Miss Burke, Miss Lunt said, her tone dripping with condescension. Parenting does not fit into nice little schedule boxes. You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you are doing. She is doing okay. Before Melissa could formulate a suitably biting, yet professional response, the office door swung open. Lennox stood in the doorway, looking nervous but resolute. Hey, Lennox said quietly. I'm sorry I am late. And I am sorry about the other day with the poem. And I am sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad. And apparently not really at you. She turned her gaze to the principal, her chin lifting slightly. But there is no need to blame my aunt. She has been getting enough of that for me. You know, at least she is trying. Miss Lunt looked taken aback, silence filling the room. Okay, whatever, Lennox muttered, her brief moment of emotional vulnerability passing. Let us just get to the stink-eating part. The what eating part? Miss Lunt asked, entirely bewildered. Later that evening, back at the house, the atmosphere had shifted dramatically. The crushing tension was gone, replaced by a tentative, fragile peace. Joe was in the kitchen, casually demonstrating some martial arts moves to Ryder. All right, let us see what you got, Joe was saying, blocking a playful punch from the boy. Here is a thought, my hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit. You are welcome. Melissa walked into the kitchen, a genuine smile on her face for the first time in days. I heard about all the crap you have been going through, she said softly to Joe, leaning against the counter. You know, with your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk? Joe paused, his playful demeanor dropping. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to. No, it is all right, Joe said quickly, masking his vulnerability with a heavy dose of sarcasm. I am aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk. Ryder, oblivious to the heavy undercurrents of the conversation, bounced on his toes. Hey, could you show me how to do that? Only if you taped it, Joe replied with a grin. I have no idea. Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry, Ryder stammered, realizing he was interrupting a moment. Your aunt. I meant your aunt. He scurried out of the room, leaving Melissa and Joe alone. Hey, Melissa said, her voice filled with a quiet pride. So I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh, Joe groaned, clutching his stomach playfully. I am gonna go brush my teeth now. Hands, Melissa demanded softly. It was you. You talked her into going down there. How did you talk her into going down there? People like me, Joe boasted, puffing out his chest. No, really, Melissa pressed, wanting to know his secret. Joe sighed, leaning closer. I paid her $50. A bribe? Melissa gasped, her political sensibilities profoundly offended. That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting. Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you, Joe pointed out practically. Can I have $50? Melissa asked, a half-joke, hiding her exhaustion. No. Then relax, all right? Joe continued. I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing. Another very valuable life lesson. Melissa stared at him, unable to process his brazen, entirely effective, but utterly unethical methodology. So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college? Oh, please, Joe laughed, waving a hand dismissively. There was no youth center. Can I speak to you in the other room? Melissa asked, her voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. Nice knowing you, Joe called out to the empty kitchen as he followed her into the living room. Oh, I will be fine. You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do? Melissa demanded, pacing in front of him. Windows, Joe answered without missing a beat. Look, Burke, I am just trying to help you out here. You know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right? Yes, Melissa admitted grudgingly, stopping her pacing. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. Oh my God, Joe mocked, gasping. You did not pay her to do that too, did you? No. She gave me that one free of charge, Melissa said, a small, genuine smile breaking through her frustration. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God, let us believe that, Joe agreed enthusiastically. Oh, I almost forgot. Melissa remembered, her tone turning businesslike. A Regency nanny has called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here at 8 in the morning tomorrow morning. Joe's face fell, the brief camaraderie instantly vanishing. You did not think I could handle this, did you? To be honest, no, Melissa answered truthfully, looking him in the eye. Not until you, pulled all that confidence out of your ass. So, is this official now? Joe asked, hope reigniting in his eyes. Because, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. Melissa looked at him. The disgraced traitor, the liar, the briber. He was everything she, as a politician, should avoid. But he was also the only person who had managed to get her nephew to do his homework and her niece to apologize and go back to school. He was chaos, but he was exactly the kind of chaos this broken family needed to survive. Yeah, Melissa decided, extending her hand. Let us give it a shot. How bad could you be? You will find out, will you not? Joe grinned, shaking her hand firmly. It was late, incredibly late, when Melissa, smoothly sidestepping her and walking into the living room. So I found the city budget online last night, and I went through it, he said, pulling a thick stack of papers from his jacket pocket. Here is a thought. The cash in the general fund that is just sitting there? Hire me and I will double your rate of return. That way you will have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups. And pie for everyone. Melissa stared at him, incredulous. That sounds like a great plan, and I would sign up immediately if you were not a complete lunatic. Joseph Longo is not a lunatic, he declared, standing tall, trying to reclaim some of his former dignity. Joe Longo, Melissa repeated, recognition suddenly dawning on her. You are Joe Longo? You ran Lewis's commodities division. You made him millions. Legitimate millions. Yeah, Joe confirmed, a bitter edge creeping into his voice. Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away. Sorry. Happy visit. Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute, Melissa observed cautiously. Yeah. So what do you think? Maybe you could get me a job downtown? There is a hiring freeze, Melissa explained, genuine sympathy mixing with her lingering wariness. I am really sorry you lost your job. Yeah, that is old news, Joe said, running a hand over his face. Yesterday, I lost my condo. Yeah, well, I really need to. And now they are about to repossess my car. Oh, but here is the morning's big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother's house. He looked around the chaotic living room, looking completely, utterly defeated. Oh God, I am really going to miss that car. Melissa felt a pang of pity, but she was drowning in her own sea of problems. How can I put this nicely? She began softly. I have got my own problems. So you are not going to help me? Joe asked, his shoulders slumping. Do you live in my district? Melissa asked, falling back on political protocol. Now that I am living in my car, yeah, Joe replied with a hollow laugh. Look, Melissa said, gesturing wildly around the room. I have got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I am in desperate need of professional help. For the household, not me. Joe looked at the folder sitting on the kitchen counter, the one clearly marked with the logo of a domestic staffing agency. You are not going to find anybody this way. This salary sucks. It is a living, Melissa defended defensively. It includes meals, which she will be cooking because otherwise people will starve. She? Joe asked, raising an eyebrow. It has to be a woman? Only, vagina Americans need apply? Melissa crossed her arms, glaring at him. Personal question, did your hair get sick of you and leave? This is a choice, Joe shot back, running a hand over his closely cropped head. All right, Melissa sighed, rubbing her temples. Look. We both know that is a lowball offer, all right? So come on. What is your top number there? Joe threw out a figure that made Melissa wince. That is my top number, she stated firmly. Joe considered for a moment, the reality of his situation weighing heavily upon him. All right, you have got to deal with it. I cannot start until Monday. Who offered you a job? Melissa asked, suddenly realizing she had inadvertently entered into a negotiation. All right, I can start today, Joe amended quickly. I am just going to have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday is street cleaning, is it not? You do know we are talking about a nanny here, right? Melissa asked, her skepticism returning in full force. There are children involved. You ever work with kids? Are you kidding? Joe lied smoothly, stepping fully into his new persona. Right out of college, I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals, helped them with their homework. I was Charles Friggin in charge. Melissa looked at him, desperately wanting to believe him. Yeah, you are perfect. There is just one little detail. I do not really like you. Before Joe could respond, Ryder ran into the room, looking panicked. You know about the school bus? Not running today. Jackson Street block because some kind of garbage protest. Crap. Melissa chanted, looking frantically at her watch. Oh, I mean, golly, tough break. Okay, I will take you. I will just miss my meeting. I mean, it is not like we need the police department. No, Joe interrupted smoothly, stepping between them. You will make your meeting. I will take him. He turned to the boy, extending a hand. Hey, I am Joe. See that Porsche out there? Yeah, it is mine. For 10 more days. Sweet. I do not know if that is your. Oh, screw it. Buckle up. Ryder looked from Joe to Melissa, thoroughly confused, but followed the man out the door. Rhonda, who had been watching the entire exchange in stunned silence, finally spoke. Is that not the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Yeah, Melissa confirmed, staring blankly at the closed door. He is a homeless commodities trader. He is taking care of the kids. She paused, the absurdity of the situation fully settling over her. How high do I sound right now? Bottom line, Rhonda said encouragingly. She sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I cannot do this alone. What, commodities trader? No, he is just temporary, Melissa insisted, trying to convince herself as much as Rhonda. And he is not cute. No, he is not. He has no hair. Okay, before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? The phone rang again. Hello. Hold on a second, Melissa said, putting a hand over the receiver. She turned back to Rhonda. Hey, let me ask you something. When is the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Were you in my room? Yeah, Rhonda admitted sheepishly. Pull the trigger, Melissa commanded into the phone, referring to the nanny agency, completely overwhelmed. Later that afternoon, Melissa returned home, expecting a disaster. Instead, she found the house strangely quiet. She walked into the living room and found Joe sitting comfortably on the sofa, eating a sandwich. Hey Joe, Melissa began, confused. You were right. I should have that sandwich now. Hey Mel. Joe greeted her casually around a mouthful of food. Suddenly, Ryder stomped down the stairs, his face flushed with anger. All right, get back up there, Joe commanded sharply, pointing a finger at the stairs without even looking up. What is he doing home in the middle of the day? Melissa demanded, her protective instincts flaring. His history paper, Joe answered simply. What? Melissa asked, her voice rising. Wow. All right, pack the veins back in your forehead. I took the kid to school, right? Joe explained, setting his sandwich down. And he tells me he does not have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it, and then he tells me he did not exactly write it. And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it is due today. So he is up there writing it now. And he does not come out until it is done. Huh? Now that is nannying. You brought him home? Melissa was aghast. You do not bring a kid home who has not done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he has got coming. What kind of rules are those? The rules that everybody knows, Melissa insisted, feeling thoroughly completely out of her depth. I am somebody. I never heard of them. She turned away, realizing she needed to focus on the bigger crisis. Lennox, you ready? It is time to go. She looked around the empty hallway. She is not here. Where is she? You were supposed to watch her. You never said that, Joe defended himself, genuinely surprised. Because it is obvious, Melissa yelled. The girl got suspended. She is gone. She has ditched the meeting. You know what? Joe said, standing up, taking charge. You are right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment. Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I will start there. You want me to help you? Yes. Please do. Melissa sighed, feeling a strange, unfamiliar sense of relief. Nothing. I can work with this kid. Joe took his soon-to-be repossessed Porsche and cruised the neighborhood, eventually spotting Lennox sitting alone on a park bench overlooking the city skyline. The wind was whipping her hair around her face, and she looked small, angry, and incredibly lost. Wow, Joe announced his presence, strolling up to the bench. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? You come up here to turn... No, we do not. Melissa insisted firmly, her voice bordering on panic. The urge to set things on fire we repress. She turned to Rhonda, her expression softening into deep gratitude. Thanks for babysitting. I have not had a date since the kids moved in. It has been so long. I am actually nervous. She hurried upstairs to change, eager for a few hours of normalcy, a brief escape from the crushing weight of sudden parenthood and municipal crises. When she returned, she was holding up 2 different pairs of shoes, seeking validation. All right, what do you think? These say smart, independent, bright political future. She held up a pair of sensible but elegant pumps. Then she held up a pair of towering, strappy heels. These say former bad girl. She is back. Rhonda looked at the sensible pumps. What, are you going hiking? She asked dryly. Pointing to the strappy heels, she rendered her verdict. That is yours. The doorbell rang, sending a jolt of nervous excitement through Melissa. But before she could answer it, the telephone on the kitchen counter began to shrill loudly. Rhonda picked it up. Hello? Rhonda answered. Yes. Hello? She paused, her expression shifting from relaxed to highly concerned. Channel school principal. She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? Lennox did that. Melissa froze, her heart sinking into her strappy heels. Mrs. Lunt, I find that hard to believe, Rhonda was saying into the receiver, trying to sound authoritative. No, she did not tell me. It is not at all typical. Of course I believe you. I know when something is serious. It is really serious. I am really sorry that this happened. I will talk to Mel, but I am telling you, this could not have happened. Rhonda hung up the phone and turned to Melissa, her face grave. Guess what? Today at school, Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem rhyming her principal's name in a creative way that did not go over well with Miss Lunt. Melissa closed her eyes, letting out a long, slow groan. The poetry of teenage rebellion was never subtle. Not to send up a flare, Rhonda added cautiously, but there is a possibility Channel 5 has a story. Are you sure? Melissa asked, a feeling of absolute dread washing over her. Pretty sure. I was just on the air, live denying it. Melissa paced the kitchen, the stress of the day finally boiling over. 2 months, living with me, and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. I keep telling you, Rhonda urged gently, hire somebody, an organizer, a professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. Melissa stopped pacing, her jaw setting with a newfound, stubborn determination. Well, maybe not everything, but I can certainly do this. It is just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. She marched upstairs, her strappy heels clicking aggressively against the hardwood floors. She burst into Lennox's room, ready to deliver a stern lecture, but stopped short. The room was exactly as it had been, the new dresser completely empty, the suitcases serving as makeshift closets. I have not moved yet, have I? Lennox asked, not looking up from her bed, where she was staring blankly at the ceiling. Why is my sister not here to discipline her own daughter? The question hung in the air, heavy and heartbreaking. Because she is locked up in federal prison, Melissa thought, the reality of the situation always a bitter pill to swallow. She sat on the edge of the bed, trying a softer approach. Remember you and me at the Fall Out Boy concert? I just found this old picture. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Lennox replied, her voice dripping with teenage sarcasm. Not obviously, Melissa countered, trying to maintain her gentle tone. Affectionately, that was some night. Huh? Fall Out Boy. Woohoo. Lennox sat up, crossing her arms defensively. Where are we going with this? I was just remembering the good times, you know? When we shared, told each other things. Important things. That happened. Today. Oh, come on, Lennox scoffed, rolling her eyes. You did not think I got suspended with something you might share? Okay, I will share this, Melissa said, her patience beginning to thin. Miss Lunt is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Great, Lennox replied flatly. You let me know how that goes. Lennox, until you talk to her, you cannot go back to school. Oh, well, guess I am not going back to school, Lennox declared, throwing herself back onto the pillows. Of course you are, Melissa insisted, her voice rising in frustration. This is your education. Nothing is more important. The doorbell rang again, echoing through the tense house. Oh, that is my date, Melissa realized, panic flooding back. I have more to say. You just stay right there. I will. Stay. Lennox made a sound of absolute disgust. Oh, gross. I was expecting my date, Melissa muttered to herself as she hurried downstairs, plastering a bright, apologetic smile on her face. I will be quick. She pulled open the front door, expecting to see Griffin, her handsome, carefully selected date for the evening. Instead, she found the man from the city council meeting standing on her porch. He still looked rumpled, but the frantic anger had been replaced by a quiet, exhausted desperation. I was a jackass down at City Hall, the man blurted out before she could even speak. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong, and I just wanted to come here and say that I am sorry. Bolivia, Melissa shouted, jumping back, startled by his sudden presence and the mention of the missing fugitive. Louis is in Bolivia, is he not? The man flinched violently at her sudden outburst. You just flinched. I flinched because you shouted Bolivia, he explained, his eyes wide. Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I do not know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone. As she tried to shut the door, another figure appeared on the porch. It was Griffin, looking dashing and holding a small bouquet of flowers. Hi, Griffin, Melissa greeted him, her voice suddenly high and strained. Hey, do you not look nice and smell handsome? Griffin looked confused, glancing at the rumpled man standing awkwardly to the side. Who is this guy? Oh, no guy, Melissa stammered. I am a... Look, Griffin, I know you have waited a long time for this date, and so have I. I mean, look. Great. Look, I have a niece in crisis, and I really want to go on this date, but, you know, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. She was babbling, her carefully constructed composure completely shattering under the weight of the evening's disasters. Look, I am really excited about this date. I just cannot go on it, so let me do this. In a moment of pure, panicked desperation, she leaned forward and kissed Griffin firmly on the cheek, then grabbed the small bucket of gravy he had brought as a bizarre, but oddly touching, appetizer from his favorite restaurant. There. That should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just do not know. She shut the door gently but firmly in his face, leaving a bewildered Griffin standing on the porch. Wow, she whispered to herself, leaning against the heavy wood of the door. That is a whole bucket of gravy. The next morning arrived with the chaotic energy of a train derailing in slow motion. The house was a disaster zone of misplaced backpacks, half-eaten bowls of cereal, and the lingering tension of the previous night's arguments. Melissa was rushing around the kitchen, trying to find her keys and assemble some semblance of a healthy lunch for Ryder. Rhonda walked in, looking equally flustered. Unda. I know I am late. Really? That late? Melissa asked, tossing an apple into a paper bag. Yes, Rhonda sighed, dropping a folder onto the counter. I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It is right here. No kidding, Melissa said, feeling a glimmer of hope. I am late. You should have said that before. Oh dear God, relax. The doorbell rang, a sharp, demanding sound. Melissa practically sprinted to the door, hoping against hope that the agency had sent an angel of domestic order to save her from drowning. She swung the door open and stopped dead in her tracks. It was the man from the city council meeting again. The man from her porch last night. It is a happy visit today, he announced, offering a tight, forced smile. May I? No, Melissa said instinctively, moving to block the doorway. He ignored her. It felt like she finally had a team to help her face it. The bright lights of the television studio seemed to echo the intense glare of the local political arena, a world where Melissa Burke usually thrived. She was a woman who wore her authority as comfortably as a tailored blazer, balancing the heavy demands of public service with an effortless, radiant charm. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere was always a flurry of hushed conversations and rapid footsteps, the kind of organized chaos that preceded any broadcast or town hall meeting. Her closest aide, a sharp and observant woman who always knew the right thing to say, leaned in with a playful smirk. Look at you, the aide whispered, her voice carrying a blend of admiration and teasing camaraderie. Public servant by day, hottie by night. Melissa offered a knowing, confident smile, adjusting the collar of her immaculate suit. Well, she replied, her tone dipping into a smooth, practiced cadence. I have to turn on the heat during the day or nobody gets anything done. It was a philosophy that had served her well. In the demanding world of local government, warmth and firm resolve had to walk hand in hand. The transition from the backstage banter to the glaring reality of the city council meeting was instantaneous. The room was packed, the air thick with the murmur of discontented citizens. The council story was up, and it was a contentious one. The city had recently implemented a controversial policy, capping elementary school class sizes at 22 students. It was a noble educational goal, but the funding had to come from somewhere, and that somewhere was the municipal sanitation budget. A red-faced man in the third row stood up, his voice booming across the polished wooden floors. "This is garbage," he shouted, the veins in his neck straining. "Which is exactly what is piling up in front of my restaurant because you cut pickups to once a week." Melissa stood her ground at the podium, her expression a masterclass in composed empathy. She understood their frustration. She really did. But leadership required difficult choices. "Well," she began, her voice steady and clear, carrying across the agitated room, "a reduction in trash service is what pays for the smaller class sizes." Before she could further articulate the long-term benefits of the educational initiative, the situation escalated. Crazy guys with actual trash bags were suddenly coming at her, the physical manifestation of the city's anger. A heavy, dark plastic bag landed near the edge of the stage with a dull, echoing thud. The room erupted into a chorus of gasps and angry mutters. Yet, through it all, Melissa remained the mature, rational adult. Yes, she certainly did. She did not flinch. She did not shout back. She simply stood there, a beacon of municipal calm. "Suck it, garbage guy," she thought to herself, though her face remained perfectly neutral. But the universe, it seemed, was not quite finished testing her composure. From the back of the room, another figure emerged. He was a man who looked like he had once belonged in the glossy pages of a financial magazine, but was currently unraveling at the seams. His suit was rumpled, his hair unkempt, and his eyes burned with a frantic, desperate energy. "Hey, do not be that guy," a security guard warned, stepping forward, but the man pushed past him. "Do not be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person," Melissa interjected smoothly, trying to maintain order. "Act like a gentleman. Thank you." The man stopped at the front, pointing a shaking finger directly at Melissa. "Now, where the hell is the money your brother-in-law stole from me?" he demanded, his voice cracking with a mixture of rage and profound loss. The room fell into a stunned, absolute silence. The sudden shift from civic disputes to deeply personal scandal was jarring. Melissa felt a familiar, uncomfortable heat rise in her cheeks. The scandal surrounding her sister and brother-in-law was a dark cloud that had been following her for months. They had been involved in a massive financial fraud, a scheme that had ruined lives and ultimately landed her sister in federal prison, while her brother-in-law had vanished into thin air. "What, my sister?" Melissa countered, her voice tight but controlled. "Okay, but that is not me. Let me ask the room, does anybody here have a relative they are not exactly proud of?" A few uncomfortable chuckles rippled through the audience. It was a brilliant, humanizing deflection. "It is not just me," she continued, leaning into the microphone, offering a wry, self-deprecating smile. "At least he was cute." The angry man scoffed, crossing his arms over his chest. "Yeah, I do not see it." Later, back in the safety of the hallway outside her office, the adrenaline of the confrontation began to fade. Her aide walked beside her, carrying a stack of files. "You held your own up there." The aide noted genuine respect in her eyes. "You remind me of your father, the esteemed senator." Melissa paused, suddenly self-conscious, sniffing the air around her. "Oh, my goodness. Did I smell like strippers?" she asked, a spark of panic in her eyes. Her father, while esteemed in public, had possessed a colorful and heavily scrutinized private life. No, the aide laughed warmly. You smelled like authority. Melissa relaxed, a triumphant smile spreading across her face. Oh well, that is my fragrance. Yeah, I have to say, in all humility, I was, yes, smoking. She raised her hand for a high five. A high down low. Okay. Plus, the aide added, matching her enthusiasm, your brother-in-law and his various felonies totally shifted the focus of the meeting. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed. It was a small victory in a life that had recently become overwhelmingly complicated. Returning to her beautiful, sprawling home, Melissa was immediately confronted by the reality of her new domestic situation. The transition from independent career woman to instant guardian of two traumatized teenagers was proving to be a monumental challenge. Aunt Mel, a voice called out as she walked through the front door. It was Ryder, her teenage nephew, looking appropriately bewildered by the state of the world. Why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door? Melissa sighed, setting her briefcase down. There is a political debate in the community in which the majority feels as though. She stopped herself, looking at the towering pile of garbage bags visible through the front window. This is getting heavy, she admitted, and really smelly. Ryder shrugged, dropping another bag onto the pile on the porch. I am just going to leave this here for you, Aunt Mel. There are like 10 more on the porch. Melissa rubbed her temples, feeling a headache beginning to form. She walked into the living room, searching for her niece. Hey, Lennox, did you see the dresser I put in your room? Lennox, a brilliant but fiercely rebellious 15-year-old, looked up from her phone, her expression carefully guarded. Yeah, it is really cute, but I am okay. I have got suitcases. Melissa stared at her, a profound sadness mixing with her frustration. She thinks living here is temporary, she muttered to herself. Well, she no longer tells me what she thinks. I used to be the cool aunt. I will sneak out of the house, Aunt Mel. Let us get matching tattoos, Aunt Mel. Now, it is just, because I said so, Aunt Mel. She turned to her friend and occasional babysitter, Rhonda, who was sitting on the sofa flipping through a magazine. I do horrible things like put furniture in her room. Clearly, I am a monster. Rhonda offered a sympathetic smile. Of course she is difficult. Do you not remember what you were like at 15? Not very clearly, Melissa admitted, sinking into an armchair. Did a lot of drinking then. She let out a long breath, trying to shake off the exhaustion. I am going out tonight, so Rhonda is staying with you guys if you need anything. Ryder wandered back into the room, tossing a basketball from hand to hand. Coach says you need a better jump shot. You got one of those? Ryder asked Rhonda, his tone skeptical. Yes, Rhonda replied deadpan, not missing a beat. We Asian women are all about the hoops. Melissa stood up, feeling a rare moment of anticipation flutter in her chest. So if you have got any homework, do it, she instructed the kids. And beyond that, just, be good and do not torch the place? Ryder offered helpfully. Melissa pointed a warning finger at him. Yes. It was one little single alarm fire. Ryder defended himself, looking genuinely misunderstood. At his old house, the week his dad ran off. He was angry. Melissa explained to Rhonda in a hushed, weary voice. He just stacked 20 of his father's suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac and lit them up. In a way, Rhonda mused thoughtfully, we all need to let things out every now and then. To one. But she did not know the principal's schedule. Principal Lent sighed heavily. She delivered a sharp critique, telling Melissa that parenting does not neatly fit into nice little schedule boxes. She suggested that it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox was doing wrong, but at the inadequate job Melissa was doing as a guardian. Before Melissa could absorb the harsh blow, the office door opened. Lennox walked in. Melissa exhaled a breath she did not know she was holding. She whispered that Lennox was doing okay. Lennox stood tall. She looked at the principal and apologized for being late. She then apologized for the incident the other day with the poem. She apologized for the disrespectful things she had said. She admitted she was incredibly mad, and apparently she was not really mad at the principal. She turned to look at Melissa. Lennox stated firmly that there was absolutely no need for the school to blame her aunt. Her aunt had been getting enough blame from Lennox herself. Lennox looked Melissa in the eyes and acknowledged that at least her aunt was truly trying. Lennox then turned back to the principal, her teenage defensive walls going back up. She muttered whatever and suggested they just get to the stink-eating part. Principal Lent looked thoroughly confused, asking what the eating part meant. Later that evening, back at the house, a sense of calm had settled over the chaotic family. Joe was in the driveway with Ryder. He was holding a basketball demonstrating proper form. He called Ryder his hip young brother man, advising him to try loosening up his knees a little bit. Ryder copied the motion, the shot flew true, and Ryder smiled. Joe nodded, telling the boy he was welcome. Ryder looked at Joe, showing a rare moment of vulnerability. He mentioned he had heard about all the terrible things Joe had been going through. The issues with his wife going completely broke, losing his car, and his condominium. Ryder looked at Joe with wide eyes, wondering aloud how the man could even manage to walk carrying all that weight. Joe froze, the reality of his depressing life crashing back down on him. Ryder quickly backtracked, apologizing profusely, saying he did not mean to bring it all up. Joe waved a hand, his voice tight. He assured Ryder it was all right, joking darkly that he was fully aware his life was an abyss of inky black despair. Ryder awkwardly thanked him for the pep talk. Ryder then pointed to a complex dribbling move Joe had done earlier, asking if Joe could show him how to do that. Joe laughed, admitting he could only replicate it if someone had taped it, because he had absolutely no idea how he did it. Ryder paused, looking toward the house. He apologized again, clarifying that he actually meant to ask about his aunt. Inside the kitchen, Melissa was pouring a glass of water. She felt a profound sense of relief. She looked at Joe as he walked in and proudly announced that she had eaten her entire big bowl of stink. She joked that she had even gone back for seconds. She shuddered playfully, saying she was going to go brush her teeth now. She stopped and looked closely at Joe. A realization dawned on her. She pointed a finger at him. She knew it was him. He was the one who had talked Lennox into going down to the school. She demanded to know how he had managed to persuade the stubborn teenager. Joe grinned confidently, stating that people simply liked him. Melissa stared at him, refusing to believe it. Joe sighed, dropping the act. He confessed that he had paid Lennox $50. Melissa's jaw dropped. She called it a bribe. She declared that it was terrible. Not only was it morally wrong, but it was absolutely horrible parenting. Joe leaned against the counter, unfazed. He reminded her that he was not a parent, and neither was she. Ryder, who had followed Joe inside, immediately raised his hand and asked if he could have $50. Joe immediately said no. Joe then told Melissa to relax. He revealed the punchline of his strategy. He had written Lennox a personal check. He made a bouncing sound with his mouth, indicating the check was going to bounce because he had no money in his account. He smiled, calling it another very valuable life lesson for the girl. Melissa narrowed her eyes. She asked if this was really how he had run his youth center right out of college. Joe laughed out loud, begging her to stop. He confessed there was never any youth center. Melissa pointed toward the living room, asking to speak to him in the other room. Ryder waved, saying it was nice knowing Joe. Joe confidently replied he would be perfectly fine. In the living room, Melissa confronted him. She listed his faults. He lied. He bribed teenagers. She asked in exasperation if there was anything he would not do. Joe instantly replied that he would not do windows. He then adopted a serious tone. He told Melissa to look at the situation clearly. He was just trying to help her out. He admitted he might have played the situation fast and loose, but the results were undeniable. Lennox had gone down to the school and apologized to the principal, right? Melissa nodded slowly, admitting yes, she did. Joe pressed his point, noting that Lennox also, as it happened, had said a few genuinely nice things about Melissa right in front of her. Melissa's expression softened. She admitted it was the first time since the children had moved in that Lennox had shown such appreciation. Frankly, she confessed, the moment had taken her breath away. Then, a horrible suspicion crossed her mind. She gasped, asking Joe if he had paid Lennox to say those nice things, too. Joe smiled warmly. He assured her no, Lennox had given her that one completely free of charge. However, Joe added with a smug grin, it might have been his mere presence in the household that was seamlessly pulling everything together. Melissa rolled her eyes, sarcastically agreeing to believe that fantasy. She then remembered a phone call she had received. She told Joe she almost forgot to mention it. A Regency nanny agency had called her back. They told her that a highly qualified woman named Mrs. Dietrich was available, and that she would be at the house by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Joe looked at her, his confidence faltering for a split second. He asked if she really did not think he could handle this job. Melissa was honest. She said no, she did not believe he could handle it. At least, not until he had pulled all that arrogant confidence out of thin air and actually fixed the day's disasters. Joe looked hopeful. He asked if this was official now, because he pointed out if it was not official he could just hop into his house, meaning his car, and drive away forever. Melissa looked at him. He was a disaster, a liar, and a bankrupt former millionaire. But he had gotten her nephew to do his homework and convinced her niece to face her mistakes. Melissa smiled slightly. She agreed. They would give it a shot. She jokingly asked how bad he could possibly be. Joe grinned, telling her she would certainly find out. The next morning, Melissa sat at the kitchen island, exhausted but content. Lennox walked in, looking surprisingly awake. Lennox asked how her aunt's date had gone, noting that it had lasted until 3 freaking in the morning. Melissa defensively told her to leave her alone, acting like a teenager herself. She justified it by saying it was not a school night, and added that Griffin had been the captain of his high school football team. Lennox rolled her eyes, saying the word God in exasperation. Melissa paused, a look of profound realization washing over her face. She looked at Lennox and realized she had never actually had this kind of conversation with her own mother. She recalled that if she had come in at 3 in the morning, her mother would have just sent her back out to the store for gin. Melissa shifted into guardian mode. She asked Joe, who was cooking breakfast at the stove, how the kids had gotten to bed. Joe reported the times with military precision. He said Ryder had knocked out at about 11 o'clock. Lennox, however, was up until 1:30. Melissa was shocked, repeating the time loudly. Joe defended his watch, explaining that Lennox had just gotten into bed when she heard Melissa's car pulling up to the house. But the good news was that Lennox was entirely caught up on her biology and mathematics homework. And, Joe added casually, she had caught up on the 5th season of a popular television show called Lost. Suddenly, a loud, rhythmic chanting echoed from the street outside. A massive garbage truck had parked right in front of the house. The sanitation workers were striking, and the noise was deafening. Melissa grabbed a piece of toast, shouting over the noise. She asked Joe what the face he was making meant. She wondered if she had forgotten something important. Joe looked out the front window, his eyes widening in pure terror. He pointed a trembling finger at the street. He yelled for Melissa. He told her he was not kidding. He shouted over the roar of the crowd that the guy standing outside the house was absolutely huge. The political debate had arrived at their front door once again. But this time, Melissa had decamped to her mother's house. He looked out the window, quietly adding that he was really going to miss that car. Melissa tried to put it nicely. She had her own overwhelming problems. Joe asked if she was going to help him, asking if he lived in her district. He joked darkly that since he was now living in his car, he did. Melissa listed her burdens. She had endless meetings, a literal trash revolt outside her door, a teenager on the brink of disaster, and she was in desperate need of professional help for the household, not for herself. Joe looked around the messy kitchen. He told her she was not going to find anybody this way. He picked up the paperwork for the nanny agency and scoffed at the salary, saying it was terrible. Melissa defended it, saying it was a living wage and included meals, which the nanny would be cooking, because otherwise people in this house would starve. Joe asked why she assumed it had to be a woman. He challenged her, asking if only certain demographics need apply. Melissa looked at his bald head and asked a personal question in return, wondering if his hair got sick of him and left. Joe defended his baldness as a personal choice. Seeing an opportunity, Joe leaned in. He pointed out that they both knew her salary offer was extremely low. He asked for her absolute top number. Melissa stated her final price. Joe accepted the deal instantly. Melissa was shocked. She asked who had offered him a job. Joe clarified he was accepting her nanny job. He said he could start today, he just had to move a few things around, mostly his car, because Tuesday was street cleaning day. Melissa laughed in disbelief. She reminded him they were talking about a nanny position. There were children involved. She asked if he had ever worked with kids. Joe puffed out his chest. He claimed that right out of college, he had run a youth center downtown. He was in charge of 50 teenagers. He cooked them meals, helped them with their homework, and was completely in charge. Melissa looked at him, desperately wanting to believe him. She said he sounded perfect except for one little detail. She did not really like him. Before Joe could respond, Ryder ran down the stairs in a panic. He announced that the school bus was not running today. The street block was completely closed off because of some kind of garbage protest. Melissa cursed repeatedly under her breath. She looked at her watch. She was going to miss a crucial meeting. She tried to tell Ryder she would take him, rationalizing that the city did not really need the police department budget sorted today. Joe stepped in smoothly. He told her she would make her meeting. He would take the boy. He turned to Ryder and introduced himself. He pointed out the window to a beautiful sports car, telling Ryder it was his Porsche, at least for 10 more days. Ryder thought that was incredibly sweet. Joe told Ryder to buckle up. As they left, Rhonda looked at Melissa in utter shock. She asked if that was the cute, yelling man from the town hall. Melissa nodded, her voice pitched unnaturally high. She confirmed he was a homeless commodities trader, and he was currently taking care of her children. Rhonda asked how high Melissa's voice sounded right now. Melissa ignored the question, focusing on the bottom line. He sounded great on paper. Perfect nanny. She admitted Rhonda was right. She could not do this alone. Rhonda corrected her, pointing out he was a commodities trader, he was only temporary, and he was definitely not cute because he had no hair. Melissa agreed on all counts. She decided that before she made anything permanent, she would interview the lady from the agency. Suddenly, Lennox walked into the kitchen holding a basket of laundry. She asked when the last time anybody did any laundry in this household was, claiming they lived like pigs. She held up a pair of delicate garments. Melissa gasped, asking how Lennox got her delicates and if she had been in her bedroom. Rhonda looked at Melissa and advised her to simply pull the trigger and hire the man. Later that afternoon, Joe was in the kitchen eating a sandwich when Melissa returned. She was furious to see Ryder sitting at the dining table instead of being at school. She demanded to know what the boy was doing home in the middle of the day. Joe calmly explained that Ryder was writing his history paper. Melissa felt the veins in her forehead throbbing. Joe elaborated. He had taken the kid to school, but Ryder confessed he did not have his history paper. They drove back to get it, and then Ryder admitted he had not exactly written it. Joe had told the boy that he had better exactly write it, because it was due today. So Ryder was at the table writing it now, and he was not allowed to leave until it was completely finished. Joe proudly called that excellent nannying. Melissa was appalled. She argued that you do not bring a child home who has not done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is exactly what he had coming to him. Joe asked what kind of rules those were. Melissa stated they were the rules that everybody knows. Joe shrugged, claiming he was somebody, and he had never heard of them. Melissa decided to drop the argument. It was time to take Lennox to the principal's office. She called out to her niece, but the house was silent. She asked Joe where the girl was. Joe looked confused. Melissa accused him of failing to watch her. Joe pointed out that she had never specifically told him to watch her. Melissa argued that it was obvious, given the girl had been suspended. Now Lennox was gone. She had ditched the mandatory meeting. Joe paused, absorbing the anger. He finally nodded, telling Melissa that she was absolutely right. Melissa stopped, taken aback. She noted that he had just admitted she was right, and took it as a compliment. She sighed, her anger deflating into worry. She knew Lennox had about 3 places she usually went after school. She decided to start searching there. Joe offered to help her look. Melissa accepted gratefully. Joe decided to check the roof balcony, a classic hiding spot for a brooding teenager. Sure enough, he found Lennox sitting on the edge, staring out at the city skyline. He approached slowly, commenting that this must be where she came for her adolescent brooding. Lennox looked at him suspiciously. She asked if he had come up there to turn her in. Joe leaned against the railing. He said turning people in was not really his style. Lennox challenged him, asking what his style was. Joe smiled a crooked smile. He described himself as an outlaw. He said he was cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life on the gritty city streets. Lennox smirked, noting he was kind of like Batman, if Batman had been demoted to a nanny. Joe appreciated the joke. He then gently shifted the topic. He asked if she was not supposed to be at a meeting at her principal's office right now. Lennox looked away, her anger returning. She asked why she should go. She explained that terrible things happened at that school all the time. The principal had fired the beloved music teacher, completely gotten rid of the school band, and everybody was simply too afraid to talk about it. Lennox confessed she was tired of life being unfair. She wished that just for once, things could be fair. Joe looked at her with genuine understanding. He told her that he would be upset, too, if his mother and father had bailed on him. Lennox bristled, insisting she was talking about the principal, not her parents. She told Joe he did not know anything about her. Joe agreed. He admitted he was right about not knowing her. But what he really did not understand was why she was taking all of her pain and anger out on her aunt. He reminded Lennox that Melissa was the only person in the world who had not bailed on her. Joe acknowledged that Melissa could get a little frantic at times, perhaps at all times. But since they were talking about what was fair, he asked Lennox if she really thought it was fair that her aunt had to go down to the school all alone. He painted a picture of Melissa having to eat a giant bowl of absolute stink for something she did not even do. Lennox frowned, confused by the metaphor. She asked what eating a big bowl of stink meant. Joe assured her that she would know the feeling once she had eaten one. Down at the school, Melissa sat across from Principal Lent. The principal coldly asked if there was any sign of Lennox. Melissa tried to defend the empty chair beside her. She acknowledged that what Lennox did was wrong, really bad even, but she pleaded for empathy. She argued that if any child had the right to be upset about what life had handed her, it was Lennox. Melissa stressed she was not trying to excuse the behavior, but simply stating that if she were in Lennox's shoes, she probably would have done much worse by now. In fact, Melissa admitted quietly, she had done worse in her own youth. Principal Lent was unmoved. She stated that the meeting was completely pointless without Lennox present. She suggested they simply reschedule. She patronizingly asked if Melissa thought she could manage to locate the girl by tomorrow afternoon. Melissa checked her mental calendar, noting that tomorrow's city council session lasted all day. They had a lunch break from 12 work. I am just trying to help you out here, you know? Joe explained, his hands in his pockets. I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right? Yes, Melissa admitted, her anger entirely feigned. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. She paused, a horrible thought striking her. Oh my God, you did not pay her to do that, too. Did you? No, Joe smiled, his eyes softening. She gave me that one free of charge. although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God. Let us believe that. Melissa laughed, shaking her head. Oh, I almost forgot. A Regency nanny has called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here 8 in the morning tomorrow. Joe's face fell slightly. You did not think I could handle this, did you? To be honest, no, Melissa answered truthfully. Not until you pulled all that confidence out of your ass. So, is this official now? Because, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. Yeah, Melissa decided in that instant, looking at the man who had brought chaos and surprisingly order to her home in a single day. Let us give it a shot. How bad could you be? You will find out, will you not? Joe grinned, the confident sparkle returning to his eyes. Hours later, the house was dark and quiet. The grandfather clock in the hallway ticked rhythmically. The front door clicked open, and Melissa tiptoed inside, carrying her high heels in one hand. She let out a long, exhausted sigh, leaning against the door frame. So, how did your date go that lasted until 3 freaking in the morning? A voice called out from the dark living room. Melissa jumped, dropping her shoes. Joe was sitting in the armchair, a single reading lamp illuminated beside him. Leave me alone, Mom, Melissa shot back, rubbing her eyes. It is not a school night, and he was captain of the football team. God. Wow, I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mom. I would come in at 3 in the morning, and she would send me back out for gin. Joe chuckled, closing the book he was reading. So, how did the kids get to bed? Melissa asked, walking over and sinking onto the sofa. Ryder knocked out about 11 and Lennox was, 1:30, Joe reported, checking his watch. 1:30, Melissa hissed, wide awake now. All right, she just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling in. Joe confessed, holding his hands up, but she is caught up on biology and math, and the 5th season of Lost. Army Delivery Council. Babe, a booming voice echoed from outside. Does it? What is that face? Did you forget something? Heavy footsteps pounded on the porch, followed by a thunderous knocking that rattled the windows. Hey, Joe shouted, jumping to his feet. Holy nuts, that guy is huge. Mel, this guy. I am not kidding. This guy is huge, Mel. Melissa groaned, putting her face in her hands, realizing that with Joe Longo living in her house, life was never, ever going to be boring again. The glaring lights of the community center felt remarkably similar to the heavy illumination of a television studio set, a thought that often crossed Melissa Burke's mind when she faced the public. It was as if her entire life, especially lately, was being recorded in front of a live studio audience. She stood at the podium, adjusting the microphone with a steady hand. By day, she was a dedicated public servant, a city councilwoman trying to hold her district together. By night, she was simply a woman trying to keep her family from falling apart. But right now, she had to focus on the heat of the room. She had to turn on that heat during the day, she often joked to her staff, or nobody would get anything done. The current city council story was dominating the local news. Melissa took a deep breath and looked out at the sea of frustrated faces. She announced the new policy with firm conviction. From now on, they were capping elementary school class sizes at exactly 22 students. It was a monumental victory for the education sector, but every victory came with a cost. A large, red-faced man in the 3rd row stood up, waving a crumpled notice. He shouted that this was complete garbage, pointing out that actual garbage was currently piling up in front of his restaurant because the city had cut sanitation pickups to once a week. Melissa maintained her composure. She smiled, projecting the aura of a mature, rational adult. She explained patiently that a reduction in trash service was exactly what paid for the smaller class sizes. It was a difficult trade-off, but a necessary one for the future of their children. She watched as the angry citizens, some looking as though they were ready to come at her with trash bags, muttered among themselves. She had held her ground. She had stayed the adult in the room. As she stepped down from the podium, her campaign manager and close friend, Rhonda, was waiting in the wings. Rhonda beamed with pride. She told Melissa not to let the garbage guy get to her. Then, another man from the back of the room pushed his way forward. His face twisted in a mixture of anger and desperation. He pointed an accusatory finger at Melissa. He demanded to know where the money was, the millions of dollars that her brother-in-law had stolen from him. Melissa sighed inwardly. This was the dark cloud that followed her everywhere. Her sister was in federal prison, and her brother-in-law had vanished into thin air, leaving a trail of financial ruin. She looked at the man and asked him to please not be that guy. She urged him not to be the person who brought his personal garbage into a public arena and acted like a crazy person. She asked him to act like a gentleman, thanking him politely before turning away. When he pressed further about her sister, Melissa raised her hands in defense. It was her sister's doing. She reminded the room, not hers. Looking out at the remaining crowd, she asked if anybody there had a relative they were not exactly proud of. A few reluctant nods swept through the room. She chuckled softly, noting that it was not just her, though she added with a self-deprecating smirk that at least her brother-in-law was cute. Walking down the hallway toward her office, Rhonda matched her stride. Rhonda laughed, admitting she did not see the appeal of the brother-in-law, but praised Melissa for holding her own out there. Rhonda told Melissa that she reminded her of her father, the esteemed senator. Melissa stopped in her tracks, suddenly self-conscious. She sniffed her blazer and asked in a panicked whisper if she smelled like strippers, a running joke about the darker side of politics. Rhonda rolled her eyes and assured her that she smelled like authority. Melissa smiled, smoothing her jacket, and declared that authority was indeed her signature fragrance. In all humility, she admitted she had been absolutely smoking out there. They shared a triumphant high five, bringing it down low in a familiar rhythm. Rhonda pointed out that the brother-in-law and his various felonies had completely shifted the focus of the meeting. Melissa had successfully put the whole trash issue to bed. Or so she thought. When Melissa arrived home that evening, the political debate had literally followed her to her doorstep. Her nephew, Ryder, a teenage boy navigating the awkward waters of high school and family trauma, met her at the door. He asked why angry white men were throwing trash at their front door. Melissa sighed, looking at the pungent bags of refuse. She explained that there was a political debate in the community in which the majority felt ignored. Ryder wrinkled his nose, noting that the political debate was getting heavy and really smelly. He pointed to a bag, saying he would just leave it there for her, adding that there were at least 10 more on the porch. Melissa stepped inside the beautiful suburban home that had recently become a chaotic shelter for her niece and nephew. She found her niece, Lennox, sitting on the living room sofa. Lennox was 15, sharp-witted, and drowning in teenage rebellion. Melissa asked if Lennox had seen the new dresser she had put in her room. It was a peace offering, a way to make the house feel more like a permanent home. Lennox looked up from her phone, her expression guarded. She admitted it was really cute, but insisted she was fine. She said she had her suitcases. Melissa walked into the kitchen, venting her frustrations to Rhonda, who had come over to help babysit. Melissa whispered fiercely that Lennox still thought living there was temporary. The girl no longer told her what she thought. Melissa reminisced about her own teenage years, imagining a niece who would say she was sneaking out, or suggest they get matching tattoos, or even just argue because she said so. Instead, Melissa lamented, she did horrible things like put furniture in the girls' room. She threw her hands up, sarcastically calling herself a kitchen. "Hey, Mel," Joe said, leaning casually against the doorframe. "All right, get back up there," Melissa ordered Ryder, then turned to Joe, her eyes narrowed. "What is he doing home in the middle of the day?" "His history paper," Joe stated plainly. "What? All right. Pack the veins back in your forehead," Joe said, holding his hands up to placate her. "I took the kid to school, right? And he tells me he does not have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it, and then he tells me he did not exactly write it." And I said, well, you better exactly write it because it is due today. So he is up there writing it now. And he does not come out until it is done. Huh? Now that is nannying. You brought him home? Melissa asked, her voice dangerously low. You do not bring a kid home who has not done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he has got coming. What kind of rules are those? Joe asked, genuinely confused. The rules that everybody knows, Melissa insisted. I am somebody. I never heard of them, Joe countered, standing his ground. Melissa rubbed her temples, feeling a headache coming on. Lennox, you ready? It is time to go. She called up the stairs. Silence answered her. She is not here. Where is she? You were supposed to watch her, Melissa accused Joe. You never said that, Joe replied defensively. Because it is obvious. The girl got suspended. She is gone. She has ditched the meeting, Melissa groaned, pacing the floor. You know what? You are right, Joe said softly. I just said you were right. That was a compliment. Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I will start there, Melissa planned, grabbing her car keys. You want me to help you? Joe offered, his arrogant facade dropping for a moment. Yes, please do, Melissa agreed, grateful for the support. Nothing. I can work with this kid. Wow, Joe muttered to himself as Melissa left the house. He walked up the stairs and climbed out onto the flat section of the roof, where he had spotted a figure sitting on the edge. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? Joe asked, sitting down a few feet away from Lennox. You come up here to turn me in? Lennox asked, not looking at him, her knees pulled to her chest. It is not really my style, Joe said, looking out over the suburban neighborhood. What is your style? Lennox asked, a hint of curiosity in her voice. Outlaw, Joe declared dramatically, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Oh, kind of like Batman if he had been demoted to a nanny, Lennox observed dryly. Nice, Joe chuckled, appreciating the wit. Are you not supposed to be at a meeting at your principal and her office right now? Why should I? Lennox asked, her voice tightening with anger. Crap goes on there all the time. Mrs. Lunt fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody is afraid to talk about it. I am tired of life being unfair. How about for once it just be fair? I would be upset, too, if my mom and dad bailed on me, Joe said softly, hitting the raw nerve directly. You are talking about Mrs. Lunt? Lennox deflected, looking away. You say so. You do not know anything about me, she added defensively. You are right, I do not, Joe agreed easily. But what I really do not know about you is why you are taking this all out on your aunt. Because she is the only person who has not bailed on you. Lennox remained silent, staring at the rooftops. Look, Joe continued, his tone earnest. I know she can get a little skitsy at times. All times. But since we are talking about fair, do you really think it is fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she did not do? Big bowl of stink? Lennox asked, turning to look at him, a confused smile playing on her lips. What is that? You will know when you have eaten one, Joe promised, standing up. Any sign of our Lennox? He asked out loud to the empty air, stretching his back. Meanwhile, inside the middle school, Melissa sat across from the formidable Mrs. Lunt. The office smelled of old paper and peppermint. Oh, Mrs. Lunt, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Melissa pleaded, leaning forward. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life has handed her. Look, I am not trying to excuse Lennox, I am just saying if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. This is pointless without Lennox, Mrs. Lunt interrupted coldly, adjusting her glasses. Why do we not just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? Oh, tomorrow and the city council session is all day, Melissa explained nervously. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I do not know when you break. Mrs. Burke, the principal sighed, folding her hands on her desk. Parenting does not fit into nice little schedule boxes. It might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you are doing. She is doing okay. Before Melissa could defend herself against the stinging critique, the office door opened. Lennox stood in the doorway, looking nervous but resolute. Joe stood a few paces behind her in the hallway, offering a subtle thumbs up before disappearing. "Hey," Lennox said softly, walking into the room. "I'm sorry I am late. And I am sorry about the other day with the poem. And I am sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad. And apparently not really at you. But there is no need to blame my aunt. She has been getting enough of that for me. At least she is trying." Melissa stared at her niece, her heart swelling with an emotion she could barely contain. Tears pricked the corners of her eyes. "Okay, whatever," Lennox muttered, embarrassed by her own vulnerability. "Let us just get to the stink-eating part." "The what eating part?" Mrs. Lunt asked, entirely bewildered. Later that afternoon, the house was filled with the rhythmic thumping of a basketball. Joe and Ryder were in the driveway. "All right, let us see what you got," Joe called out, tossing the ball to the teenager. Ryder caught it, squared up, and threw up a rigid, clunky shot that missed the rim entirely. "Here is a thought, my hip young brother man," Joe advised, catching the rebound. "Try loosening up your knees a little bit. You are welcome." He demonstrated a fluid, easy jump shot that swished perfectly through the net. Ryder watched, impressed. "I heard about all the crap you have been going through," Ryder said suddenly, retrieving the ball. "With your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk?" Joe froze, the casual demeanor slipping for a second. "Oh, sorry. I did not mean to," Ryder stammered, realizing he had crossed a line. No, it is all right," Joe sighed, offering a tight smile. "I am aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk." "Hey," Ryder said, trying to change the subject. "Could you show me how to do that?" He mimicked a complex dribbling move Joe had done earlier. "Only if you taped it," Joe laughed, the tension breaking. "I have no idea." "Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt." Melissa walked out onto the driveway, a bright smile on her face. "Hey, so I ate my whole big bowl of stink," she announced proudly. "I even went back for seconds. I am gonna go brush my teeth now. Hands." She turned to Joe, her eyes narrowing playfully. "It was you. You talked her into going down there." "How did you talk her into going down there?" "People like me," Joe replied smoothly, flashing a $1,000,000 smile. "No, really," Melissa pressed, stepping closer. "I paid her $50, Joe admitted without hesitation. "A bribe?" Melissa gasped, her jaw dropping. "That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting." "Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you," Joe pointed out logically. "Can I have $50? Ryder piped up from the basketball hoop. "No," Melissa and Joe snapped simultaneously. "Then relax, all right?" Joe continued, turning back to Melissa. "I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing. Another very valuable life lesson. It will bounce by tomorrow." "So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college?" Melissa asked, crossing her arms, trying to suppress a smile. "Oh, please, there was no youth center," Joe confessed, leaning against his soon-to-be-repossessed car. "Can I speak to you in the other room?" Melissa asked, her tone shifting to a mock seriousness. "Nice knowing you," Ryder called out cheerfully. "Oh, I will be fine," Joe replied, following Melissa into the kitchen. "You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do?" Melissa demanded as soon as the door closed. "Windows." "Look, Bert, I was a jackass down at City Hall. I never should have crashed your meeting asking where your brother-in-law was. That was wrong, and I just wanted to come here and say that I am sorry." "Bolivia," Melissa shouted suddenly, unable to hold the secret in. "Louis is in Bolivia, is he not?" The man flinched, taking a step back. "You just flinched?" Melissa observed. "I flinched because you shouted Bolivia," the man retorted, rubbing his ear. "Okay, people in Bolivia flinched. Look, I do not know where the hell he is. Now get lost and leave me alone, Melissa said, pushing the door closer. At that exact moment, a tall, handsome man carrying a bouquet of flowers walked up the steps. Hi, Griffin, Melissa beamed, her demeanor instantly shifting from defensive to charming. Hey, do you not look nice and smell handsome? Who is this guy? Griffin asked, eyeing the stranger. Oh no, guy. I am A. The stranger started to say. Look, Griffin, Melissa interrupted, taking the flowers. I know you have waited a long time for this date, and so have I. I mean, look at me. I look great. Look, I have a niece in crisis, and I really want to go on this date, but, I have to spend some time with her, and I so want to be spending time with you, but, man, you smell great. She leaned in, inhaling his cologne deeply, a look of profound regret on her face. Look, I am really excited about this date. I just cannot go on it, so let me do this. She grabbed Griffin by the collar, pulled him in, and planted a passionate, breathless kiss on his lips. She held it for a long moment, ensuring he felt every ounce of her apology. Finally, she pulled away, leaving Griffin slightly dazed. There, she whispered, that should hold you for a few weeks, maybe more. We just do not know. Wow, Griffin breathed, blinking rapidly. That is a whole bucket of gravy. Melissa closed the door gently, leaning against the wood with a heavy sigh. The next morning brought no relief. The house was a whirlwind of misplaced shoes, burnt toast, and teenage angst. Rhonda arrived, looking frazzled. Unda. I know I am late, Melissa greeted her, rushing through the kitchen with a cup of coffee. Really? That late? Rhonda asked, raising an eyebrow. Yes, I filled out the paperwork for the nanny agency. It is right here. No kidding. I am late. You should have said that before. Oh, dear God. Melissa panicked, gathering her files for work. Relax. A deep voice called out from the living room. Melissa froze. Sitting on her sofa, looking entirely too comfortable, was the man from the night before. It is a happy visit today, he announced with a wide, charming smile. May I? No, Melissa said, pointing a finger at him. How did you get in here? So I found the city budget online last night, he continued, ignoring her question, and I went through it. Here is a thought. The cash in the general fund that is just sitting there? Hire me and I will double your rate of return. That way you will have enough money for smaller class sizes and extra garbage pickups. And pie for everyone. That sounds like a great plan, Melissa said sarcastically, crossing her arms, and I would sign up immediately if you were not a complete lunatic. Joseph Longo is not a lunatic, the man declared, standing up to his full, impressive height. Joe Longo? Melissa asked, her eyes widening in recognition. You are Joe Longo? You ran my brother-in-law and his commodities division. You made him millions. Legitimate millions. Yeah, Joe confirmed, a hint of bitterness creeping into his voice. Your bastard brother-in-law pissed away. Sorry. Happy visit. Yeah, you went all Bolivia there for a minute, Melissa noted. Yeah. So what do you think? Joe asked, leaning against the sofa. Maybe you could get me a job downtown? There is a hiring freeze, Melissa explained, feeling a strange twinge of sympathy. I am really sorry you lost your job. Yeah, that is old news, Joe chuckled darkly. Yesterday I lost my condo. Yeah, well, I really need to get going, Melissa said, moving toward the door. And now they are about to repossess my car, Joe added, his voice dropping. Oh, but here is the morning and its big headline. The adorable Mrs. Longo has decamped to her mother and her house. Oh God, I am really going to miss that car, Joe sighed, looking out the window at the sleek, silver Porsche parked in the driveway. How can I put this nicely? Melissa asked, rubbing her forehead. I have got my own problems. So you are not going to help me? Joe asked, looking genuinely hurt. Do you live in my district? Melissa countered. Now that I am living in my car, yeah, Joe replied with a sad smirk. Look, Melissa said, exasperated. I have got meetings, a trash revolt, a kid on the brink, and I am in desperate need of professional help. For the household, not me. You are not going to find anybody this way. Joe gestured to the nanny agency paperwork. The salary sucks. It is a living, Melissa defended. It includes meals, which she will be cooking because otherwise people will starve. She? Joe zeroed in on the pronoun. It has to be a woman? Only female Americans need apply? Personal question. Did your hair get sick of you and leave? This is a choice, Joe said, running a hand over his perfectly shaved head. All right. Look, we both know that is a lowball offer, all right? So come on. What is your top number there? That is my top number, Melissa stated firmly. All right, you got a deal. I will take it. I cannot start until Monday, Joe declared, extending a hand. Who offered you a job? Melissa demanded, pulling her hands back. All right, I can start today, Joe amended quickly. I am just gonna have to, move a few things around. Mostly my car. Tuesday is street cleaning, is it not? You do know we are talking about a nanny here, right? Melissa asked, bewildered by the sudden turn of events. There are children involved. You ever work with kids? Are you kidding? Joe laughed, a warm, confident sound. Right out of college, I ran a youth center downtown. I was in charge of 50 teenagers. Cooked them meals, helped them with their homework. I was Charles in charge. Melissa stared at him. He was arrogant, annoying, and deeply linked to her family and their financial ruin. Yet, beneath the bravado, she saw a man who was fighting to survive. Yeah, you are perfect, she finally said, throwing her hands up. There is just one little detail. I do not really like you. Before Joe could respond, Ryder burst into the room. You know about the school bus? Ryder asked breathlessly. Not running today. Jackson Street is blocked because of some kind of garbage protest. Crap, 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 Melissa muttered, grabbing her hair. Oh, golly, tough break. Okay, I will take you. I will just miss my meeting. It is not like we need the police department to function. No, Joe interrupted smoothly, stepping between Melissa and Ryder. You will make your meeting. I will take him. Hey, hi, I am Joe. He extended a hand to the boy. See that Porsche out there? Joe pointed out the window. Yeah, Ryder said, his eyes widening. It is mine. For 10 more days, Joe said with a wink. Sweet, Ryder grinned. I do not know if that is your. Melissa started to protest. Oh, screw it. Buckle up. As Joe and Ryder walked out the door, Rhonda turned to Melissa. Is that not the cute yelling guy from yesterday? Yeah, Melissa sighed, watching the sports car pull away. He is a homeless commodities trader. He is taking care of the kids. How high do I sound right now? Bottom line, Rhonda said, shrugging. She sounds great. The perfect nanny. You were right. I cannot do this alone. Wait, commodities trader? Rhonda asked, confused. No, he is just temporary. And he is not cute. No, he is not. He has no hair, Melissa agreed, though her eyes lingered on the spot where the Porsche had been. Okay, before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady from the agency? Hello. Joe's voice boomed as he walked back through the front door, catching the end of the conversation. Hold on a second. Hey, let me ask you something. When is the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Were you in my room? Melissa shrieked, snatching the silken fabric from his hands. Yeah, Joe replied unapologetically. Pull the trigger on the nanny. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now. Ryder called out from the kitchen. Okay, but that is not me. She looked out at the sea of faces, realizing she needed to defuse the bomb this man had just dropped. Let me ask the room, she projected, raising her hands in a gesture of solidarity. Does anybody here have a relative they are not exactly proud of? A few hands raised hesitantly. A nervous chuckle spread through the back rows. It is not just me, Melissa concluded, offering a disarming smile. At least he was cute. The man at the podium scowled. Yeah, I do not see it, he muttered, turning on his heel and storming out of the chamber. Hours later, the adrenaline of the meeting still buzzing in her veins, Melissa paced the hardwood floors of her spacious home. Her assistant and best friend, Rhonda, sat on the plush sofa, reviewing the tape. You held your own up there, Rhonda offered cheerfully. You remind me of your father, the esteemed senator. Melissa paused, sniffing the sleeve of her blazer. Oh my goodness. Did I smell like strippers? She asked, panicked. No, Rhonda laughed, shaking her head. You smelled like authority. Oh well, that is my fragrance, Melissa replied, smoothing her hair. Yeah, I have to say, in all humility, I was, yes, smoking. A high down low. She offered a high five, which Rhonda met with enthusiasm. Okay. Plus, your brother-in-law and his various felonies totally shifted the focus of the meeting. I think you put the whole trash issue to bed, Rhonda agreed. Their celebration was interrupted by the sound of the front door opening. Lennox, Melissa's 15-year-old niece, trudged into the living room. Her posture was a masterclass in teenage apathy. Aunt Mel, Lennox drawled, her voice dripping with exhaustion. Why are angry white guys throwing trash at our front door? Melissa sighed, feeling the weight of her dual life crashing down. There is a political debate in the community, she explained, trying to sound educational, in which the majority feels as though. This is getting heavy, Lennox interrupted, dropping a black plastic garbage bag onto the pristine rug. And really smelly. I am just going to leave this here for you. Aunt Mel, there are like 10 more on the porch. Before Melissa could scold her, Lennox turned toward the stairs. Hey, Lennox, Melissa called out, softening her tone. Did you see the dresser I put in your room? Lennox paused, not looking back. Yeah, it is really cute, but I am okay. I have got suitcases. Melissa watched her niece disappear up the stairs, a heavy knot forming in her stomach. She turned to Rhonda. She thinks living here is temporary, Melissa whispered, the realization hurting more than she expected. Well, she no longer tells me what she thinks. I used to be the cool aunt. It was always, I will sneak out of the house, Aunt Mel. Let us get matching tattoos, Aunt Mel. Now, it is just rebellion. Because I said so, Aunt Mel. I do horrible things like put furniture in her room. Clearly, I am a monster. Of course she is difficult, Rhonda said gently, patting the cushion beside her. Do you not remember what you were like at 15? Not very clearly, Melissa admitted, sinking onto the sofa. Did a lot of drinking then. She rubbed her temples. I am going out tonight, so Rhonda, you are staying with you guys if you need anything. At that moment, Ryder, Lennox's younger brother, bounced into the room spinning a basketball on his finger. Coach says you need a better jump shot, he announced, looking at Rhonda. You got one of those? Yes, Rhonda replied with a deadpan expression. We Asian women are all about the hoops. So, she continued, turning to Melissa, if you have got any homework, do it. And beyond that, just be good and do not torch the place? Ryder suggested helpfully. Yes, Melissa confirmed, pointing a stern finger at him. It was one little single alarm fire, Ryder defended himself, looking down at his sneakers. At his old house, the week his dad ran off. He was angry, he just stacked 20 of his dad and his expensive suits on the driveway, added some top-shelf cognac, and lit them up. In a way, Rhonda mused philosophically, we all need to let things out every now and then. No, we do not, Melissa countered firmly. The urge to set things on fire we repress. Thanks for babysitting, Rhonda. I have not had a date since the kids moved in. It has been so long. I am actually nervous. Melissa stood up and smoothed her dress. All right, what do you think? She asked, presenting herself. These clothes say smart, independent, bright political future. Or do these say former bad girl? She is back, Rhonda noted, eyeing the outfit. What, are you going hiking? Those shoes. That is your choice. Before Melissa could defend her footwear, the house phone rang loudly. Melissa picked it up. Melissa Burke, she answered professionally. Yes. Hello? She listened for a moment, her face falling. The middle school principal. She did what? What did she do? When? Where? Really? Today? Lennox did that. Rhonda and Ryder exchanged worried glances as Melissa paced the room. Mrs. Lunt, I find that hard to believe, Melissa said into the receiver. No, she did not tell me. It is not at all typical. Of course I believe you. I know when something is serious. It is really serious. I am really sorry that this happened. I will talk to Lennox, but I am telling you this could not have happened. Melissa hung up the phone slowly, staring blankly at the wall. Guess what? She said, her voice hollow. Today at school, Lennox handed out flyers containing an original poem rhyming her principal and her name in a creative way that did not go over well with Mrs. Lunt. Not to send up a flare, Rhonda interjected softly, but there is a possibility Channel 5 has a story. Are you sure? Melissa asked, panic rising again. Pretty sure. I was just on the air, Liv, denying that my family is a mess. 2 months living with me and she gets suspended. Legal guardian of the year. Thank you. I keep telling you, Rhonda said softly, hire somebody, an organizer, a professional. Those kids need structure and discipline and possibly electroshock therapy. And you, my dear, cannot do everything. Well, maybe not everything, Melissa snapped back, her pride wounded. But I can certainly do this. It is just a matter of going up there and setting that girl straight. I have not moved yet, have I? Why is my sister not here to discipline her own daughter? Because she is locked up in federal prison. Melissa stomped upstairs and threw open the door to Lennox's bedroom. The girl was lying on her bed, staring at the ceiling. Remember you and me at the Fall Out Boy concert? Melissa began, trying to find common ground. I just found this old picture. Oh, you mean the one that was hanging very obviously in the hallway outside the door? Lennox replied without looking away from the ceiling. Not obviously. Affectionately, Melissa corrected. That was some night. Huh? Fall Out Boy. Woo-hoo. Where are we going with this? Lennox asked, finally sitting up, her arms crossed tight against her chest. I was just remembering the good times, you know? Melissa said, taking a step closer. When we shared, told each other things. Important things. That happened. Today. Oh, come on, Lennox scoffed, rolling her eyes. You did not think I got suspended with something you might share? Okay, I will share this. Mrs. Lunt is a fascist. Why could you not have called her that? Melissa groaned. Instead of, the word that rhymes with her name. Well, I never got in trouble at my old school. Lennox defended herself, her voice rising defensively. That is because your parents bought the indoor pool, Melissa pointed out dryly. It did not even have a spa. Like, what is up with that? Whatever. Look, Melissa said, putting her hands on her hips. Mrs. Lunt is expecting an apology. You and I have an appointment down in her office at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Great, Lennox muttered, throwing herself back onto the pillows. You let me know how that goes. Lennox, until you talk to her, you cannot go back to school, Melissa warned her, her tone leaving no room for argument. Oh, well, guess I am not going back to school, Lennox replied stubbornly. Of course you are. This is your education. Nothing is more important, Melissa stated firmly. Just then, the doorbell rang. Oh, that is my date, Melissa said, flustered. Oh, I have more to say. You just stay right there. I will. Stay. Melissa hurried downstairs and threw open the front door. Oh, gross, she blurted out. Standing on her porch was not her handsome date, Griffin. It was the angry, impeccably dressed man from the city council meeting. I was expecting my date, Melissa said, trying to close the door. I will be quick, the man said, holding his hands up in surrender. Oh, sorry? Melissa quickly apologized, realizing she had crossed a line. I did not mean to. No. It is all right, Joe said, his voice laced with a heavy dose of sarcasm. I am aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk. Melissa leaned against the doorframe, watching him work. He moved with surprising efficiency. Hey, could you show me how to do that? Only if you taped it, Joe replied. I have no idea. Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt. Hey, Melissa said softly, changing the subject. So I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh. I am going to go brush my teeth now, Joe joked, feigning disgust. Melissa stepped closer, her eyes narrowing playfully. Hands. It was you. You talked her into going down there. How did you talk her into going down there? Joe puffed out his chest, looking proud. People like me. No, really, Melissa pressed, knowing there was more to the story. Joe sighed, dropping the rag. I paid her $50. Melissa gasped, her eyes widening in horror. A bribe? That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting. Well, I am not a parent and neither are you, Joe pointed out logically. Can I have $50? Melissa asked, only half joking. No. Then relax, all right? Joe said, a mischievous glint in his eye. I wrote Lennox a personal check. Boing. Another very valuable life lesson. Melissa stared at him, a laugh bubbling up in her chest. The check was definitely going to bounce. So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college? Joe looked down, suddenly very interested in a spot on the counter. Oh, please, there was no youth center. Can I speak to you in the other room? Melissa asked, her tone turning dangerously calm. Nice knowing you, Joe muttered to himself. He followed her into the living room, fully expecting to be fired. Oh, I will be fine. Melissa turned to face him, crossing her arms. You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do? Windows, Joe answered instantly. Look, Burke, I am just trying to help you out here, you know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right? Yes, Melissa admitted softly. Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away. She looked at Joe, a mixture of gratitude and suspicion in her eyes. Oh my God. You did not pay her to do that too, did you? No, she gave me that one free of charge, Joe said sincerely. He offered a small, confident smile. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together. Oh my God. Let us believe that, Melissa scoffed, rolling her eyes, though she could not hide her smile. Oh, I almost forgot. A Regency nanny has called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here 8 tomorrow morning. Joe felt a sudden, unexpected drop in his stomach. He looked at Melissa, his bravado fading. You did not think I could handle this, did you? To be honest, no, Melissa answered truthfully. Not until you, pulled all that confidence out of your ass. So, is this official now? Because, you know, if not, I can just, hop in my house and drive away. She looked at the man who had crashed her meeting, insulted her, lied about his resume, and bribed her niece. Yet, he was also the man who had brought her nephew home to do his homework and convinced her niece to apologize. Yeah, Melissa finally said, her smile widening. Let us give it a shot. How bad could you be? You will find out, will you not? Joe smirked, the tension evaporating between them. The next evening, the house was remarkably quiet. Joe was wiping down the kitchen counters, a task he was surprisingly good at, when the front door opened. Melissa walked in, looking stunning in her going-out dress, carrying her heels in one hand. So, how did your date go that lasted till 3 freaking in the morning? Joe asked, leaning over the counter with a disapproving, fatherly look. Leave me alone, Mom, Melissa joked, tossing her keys on the table. It is not a school night, and he was captain of the football team. She stopped, a thoughtful look crossing her face. God, wow, I just realized I have never actually had that conversation with my own mom. I would come in at 3 in the morning, and she would send me back out for gin. She walked over to the kitchen island, feeling a strange sense of comfort. So, how did the kids get to bed? Ryder knocked out about 11 and Lennox was, 1:30, Joe reported accurately. 1:30, Melissa exclaimed, her protective instincts flaring. All right, she just got in bed now when she heard the car pulling in, Joe admitted, raising his hands in surrender. But she is caught up on biology and math, and the 5th season of Lost. Before Melissa could respond, a thunderous pounding echoed from the front door. The entire house seemed to shake. Army Delivery Council. Babe. A deep, aggressive voice boomed from the porch. Does it? What is that face? Did you forget something? Joe asked, watching Melissa pale. Hey, holy nuts. That guy is huge, Joe observed, looking through the peephole. He backed away, his eyes wide. Mel, this guy. I am not kidding. This guy is huge, Mel. Melissa sighed, putting her heels back on. It was just another day in the neighborhood. But this time, she realized as she looked at her new, completely unconventional nanny, she finally had some backup. The bright, unforgiving lights of the city council chambers illuminated the polished oak of the long desk. Melissa Burke sat tall in her high-backed leather chair, projecting an aura of calm authority that she did not entirely feel. The room was packed with local citizens, the air thick with the restless energy of a community dealing with budget cuts. She glanced at the red light on the public access television camera. Melissa and Joey, the local political talk show host, had joked, referring to her ongoing battles with the city manager. But this was real life, broadcast in front of a live studio audience of frustrated voters. Melissa adjusted her tailored blazer. She was a public servant by day, striving to maintain order in a chaotic city, and a woman trying to hold onto her youth by night. She knew the whispers. Look at you, they would say, public servant by day, hottie by night. She often joked that she had to turn on the heat during the day, or nobody would get anything done. But today, the heat was coming from the floor. The council story was up next. The mayor leaned into his microphone, his voice echoing through the chamber. From now on, he announced, we are capping elementary school class size at 22 students. A murmur rippled through the crowd, quickly overshadowed by a man marching toward the citizen microphone. He was red-faced, clutching a crumpled piece of paper. This is garbage, the man shouted, his voice cracking with indignation. Which is precisely what is piling up in front of my restaurant because you cut pickups to once a week. Melissa took a slow, deep breath. She leaned forward, offering her most empathetic political smile. Well, she began, her voice smooth and measured, a reduction in trash service is what pays for the smaller class sizes. She kept her eyes locked on the angry citizen. She had trained for this. Crazy guys with trash bags coming at you, and you stay the mature, rational adult. Yes, she thought to herself, I did exactly that. Suck it, garbage guy. But her internal victory lap was cut short. Another man stepped up to the microphone. He was impeccably dressed in a suit that spoke of immense wealth, though his tie was slightly askew, and his eyes burned with a frantic, desperate energy. Hey, do not be that guy, Melissa warned, sensing the shifting energy in the room. Do not be that guy that brings your garbage into a public arena and acts like a crazy person. Act like a gentleman. Thank you. The man gripped the edges of the podium. His knuckles turned white. Now, he demanded, his voice low and dangerous. Where in the hell is the money your brother-in-law stole from me? The room fell dead silent. Melissa felt the color drain from her face. The scandal. The one thing she prayed would not be brought up on live television. What, my sister? She stammered, trying to regain her foot, who was watching from the hallway. How high do I sound right now? Bottom line, she sounds great. The perfect nanny. Rhonda lied smoothly. You were right. I cannot do this alone, Melissa admitted, gathering her files. What, commodities trader? Rhonda asked, bewildered. No, he is just temporary, Melissa assured her. And he is not cute. No, he is not. He has no hair, Rhonda agreed, though she watched the Porsche pull away with undeniable interest. Okay. Before we pull the nanny trigger, when do I interview this lady? Melissa asked, still holding out hope for a professional. Hello. Hold on a second. Joe and his voice boomed as he walked back through the front door, much to Melissa and her surprise. Hey, let me ask you something. When is the last time anybody did any laundry in this household? You people live like pigs. These are my delicates. How did you get my delicates? Were you in my room?
Melissa grabt her bag.
Yeah, pull the trigger. Hey Joe, you were right. I should have that sandwich now. She bolted out the door, leaving the chaotic household in the hands of the bankrupt trader. Hours later, Melissa returned home, exhausted from fighting with the police department about the budget. She walked into the living room and stopped dead in her tracks. Hey Mel, Joe said casually from the kitchen island, where he was chopping vegetables. He pointed a large kitchen knife toward the stairs. All right, get back up there. What is he doing home in the middle of the day? Melissa demanded, seeing Ryder slinking up the stairs. His history paper, Joe replied simply, tossing some carrots into a pot. What? All right, pack the veins back in your forehead, Joe said, noticing Melissa and her rising panic. I took the kid to school, right? And he tells me he does not have his history paper. So we drive back here to get it, and then he tells me he did not exactly write it. Joe wiped his hands on a dish towel. And he does not come out until it is done. Huh? Now that is nannying. Melissa stared at him, her mouth agape. You brought him home? You do not bring a kid home who has not done his work. You leave him at school to get yelled at, which is what he has got coming. What kind of rules are those? The rules that everybody knows, Joe countered confidently. I am somebody. I never heard of them, Melissa argued. She glanced at the clock. It was almost 3. Lennox, you ready? It is time to go. Silence echoed from the upper floor. She is not here, Joe stated matter-of-factly. Where is she? Melissa demanded, panic rising again. You were supposed to watch her. You never said that, Joe pointed out. Because it is obvious, Melissa yelled. The girl got suspended. She is gone. She has ditched the meeting. Joe paused, realizing the gravity of his mistake. You know what? You are right. I just said you were right. That was a compliment. Melissa ignored him, pacing the floor. Okay, she has like 3 places she usually goes after school. I will start there. You want me to help you? Joe offered, suddenly looking contrite. Yes, please do, Melissa said, grabbing her keys. Nothing. I can work with this kid. While Melissa scoured the local coffee shops and parks, Joe decided to use his instincts. He remembered the layout of the house and the quietest, most isolated spots. He opened the window at the end of the second-floor hallway and climbed out onto the flat section of the roof. There, sitting with her knees pulled up to her chest, was Lennox. She was staring out over the suburban skyline, a picture of teenage melancholy. Wow, Joe said softly, stepping carefully onto the shingles. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? Lennox did not turn around. You come up here to turn me in? It is not really my style, Joe replied, sitting down a few feet away from her. What is your style? Lennox asked, a touch of curiosity in her guarded voice. Outlaw, Joe declared dramatically, cast out by the power brokers, forced to live a life in the city. Lennox finally looked at him, a small smile playing on her lips. Oh, kind of like Batman if he had been demoted to a nanny. Nice, Joe chuckled. He looked out at the view, letting the silence stretch for a moment. Are not you supposed to be at a meeting at your principal and her office right now? Why should I? Lennox fired back, the anger returning. Crap goes on there all the time. Miss Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody is afraid to talk about it. I am tired of life being unfair. How about for once it just be fair? Joe nodded slowly, understanding the deep, painful root of her anger. I would be upset too, if my mom and dad bailed on me. Lennox stiffened. You are talking about Miss Lent. You say so, Joe replied gently. You do not know anything about me. You are right, I do not, Joe agreed. But what I really do not know about you is why you are taking this all out on your aunt. Because she is the only person who has not bailed on you. He leaned in closer, his voice earnest and quiet. Look, I know she can get a little skitsy at times, all times. But since we are talking about fair, do you really think it is fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she did not do? Lennox frowned, confused by the colorful metaphor. Big bowl of stink? What is that? Joe stood up, brushing off his trousers. You will know when you have eaten one. He left her there on the roof, hoping his words had penetrated the thick armor she wore around her heart. Down at the school, Melissa sat in a small, uncomfortable wooden chair opposite Miss Lent and her massive mahogany desk. The principal was a stern woman with a sharp gaze that made Melissa feel like a misbehaving child herself. Any sign of our Lennox? Miss Lent asked, her tone dripping with passive aggression. Oh, Miss Lent, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. Melissa started, trying to find the right words to defend a niece who had abandoned her. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life has handed her. Look, I am not trying to excuse Lennox, I am just saying if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. Miss Lent remained unmoved. This is pointless without Lennox. Why do we not just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? The principal challenged. Oh, tomorrow and its city council session is all day, Melissa stammered, checking her calendar. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I do not know when you break. Miss Lent leaned forward, resting her hands on her desk. Mrs. Burke, parenting does not fit into nice little schedule boxes. You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you are doing. The words struck Melissa like a physical blow, the crushing weight of her own insecurities as a guardian threatened to overwhelm her. She opened her mouth to argue, but nothing came out. Suddenly, the office door clicked open. She is doing okay, a quiet voice said. Melissa spun around. Standing in the doorway, looking nervous but resolute, was Lennox. Hey, Lennox said softly, walking into the room. She looked at the principal. I am sorry I am late, and I am sorry about the other day with the poem, and I am sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad, and apparently not really at you. She then turned to her aunt, her eyes shining with unshed tears. But there is no need to blame my aunt. She has been getting enough of that from me. You know, at least she is trying. Melissa felt her heart swell with an emotion so powerful it took her breath away. It was the first time Lennox had defended her, the first time she had acknowledged the effort. Okay, whatever, Lennox muttered, breaking the emotional tension and reverting to her teenage self. Let us just get to the stink-eating part. Miss Lent blinked, thoroughly confused. The what eating part? Later that evening, the atmosphere in the house was entirely different. There was a sense of peace that had been missing for months. Melissa walked into the kitchen, finding Joe cleaning the counters. All right, let us see what you got, Melissa challenged playfully. Here is a thought, my hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit. You are welcome. Joe smiled, continuing to wipe the counter. I heard about all the crap you have been going through. You know, with your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk? Dangling over the precipice, staring out at the city skyline with an expression of profound, aching loneliness. Is this where you come for your adolescent brooding? Joe asked, stepping onto the flat surface, his voice gentle but entirely devoid of pity. You come up here to turn me in? Lennox asked, not looking at him, her voice defensive. It is not really my style, Joe replied, leaning against a chimney stack. What is your style? Lennox challenged, finally turning to look at him, her eyes guarded. Outlaw, Joe answered, a faint, self-deprecating smile playing on his lips. Cast out by the power brokers. Forced to live a life in the city. Lennox let out a short, surprised laugh. Oh, kind of like Batman if he had been demoted to a nanny. Nice. Joe chuckled, the tension breaking just a fraction. Are you not supposed to be at a meeting at your principal's office right now? Why should I? Lennox argued, the anger flaring up again. Crap goes on there all the time. Miss Lent fires the music teacher, completely gets rid of the band, and everybody is afraid to talk about it. I am tired of life being unfair. How about for once it just be fair? Joe moved closer, his expression growing serious, the sarcastic facade entirely gone. I would be upset too, if my mom and dad bailed on me. Lennox stiffened, looking away. You are talking about Miss Lent. If you say so, Joe replied softly, letting the silence hang heavy between them. You do not know anything about me, Lennox whispered, her voice trembling slightly. You are right, I do not, Joe agreed, taking a seat beside her on the rough rooftop. But what I really do not know about you is why you are taking this all out on your aunt. Because she is the only person who has not bailed on you. Look, I know she can get a little skitsy at times. All times. But since we are talking about fair, do you really think it is fair that she has to go down to your school all alone and eat your big bowl of stink for something that she did not do? Lennox looked at him, confused by the colorful metaphor. Big bowl of stink? What is that? You will know when you have eaten one, Joe assured her, standing up and brushing the dust from his trousers. Any sign of our Lennox? Meanwhile, down in the sterile, oppressive atmosphere of the principal's office, Melissa was doing exactly that. She sat in a small, uncomfortable chair, facing the formidable Miss Lent, attempting to defend the indefensible. Oh, Miss Lent, look, I know what Lennox did was bad. Okay, really, really bad. But if any kid has the right to be upset about what life has handed her. Look, I am not trying to excuse Lennox, I am just saying, if I was Lennox, I probably would have done worse by now. In fact, I did. Miss Lent remained unmoved, her hands folded neatly on her desk. This is pointless without Lennox, she stated coldly. Why do we not just reschedule? You think you can manage to find her by, say, tomorrow afternoon? Melissa checked her planner, her heart sinking at the sight of her schedule. Oh, tomorrow's city council session is all day. But we take lunch 12 to 1. I do not know when you break. Mrs. Burke, the principal interrupted, her tone dripping with condescension. Parenting does not fit into nice little schedule boxes. You know, it might be helpful to look not just at what Lennox is doing, but at the job you are doing. The words hit Melissa like a physical blow, a sharp confirmation of her deepest, darkest fears. She opened her mouth to argue, to defend herself, but before she could speak, the heavy wooden door of the office swung open. Lennox stood in the doorway, looking remarkably small and incredibly brave. She is doing okay, Lennox declared, her voice ringing clear and steady across the quiet room. Hey, I'm sorry I am late, and I am sorry about the other day with the poem, and I am sorry about the stuff that I said. I was mad, and apparently not really at you, but there is no need to blame my aunt. She has been getting enough of that for me. You know, at least she is trying. Melissa stared at her niece, completely speechless, a wave of profound emotion washing over her. Okay, whatever, Lennox muttered, the momentary vulnerability vanishing as quickly as it had appeared, her teenage armor sliding firmly back into place. Let us just get to the stink-eating part. The what eating part? Miss Lent asked, utterly confused. All right, let us see what you got, Joe said later that evening, standing in the driveway with Ryder, an orange basketball bouncing rhythmically between them. Here is a thought, my hip young brother man. Try loosening up your knees a little bit. You are welcome. Ryder caught the ball, looking at Joe with a newfound respect. I heard about all the crap you have been going through. You know, with your wife going broke, losing your car, your condo. I mean, how can you even walk? Joe froze, the casual banter dying instantly. The raw reality of his situation, laid bare by a child, was a sudden, sharp pain. "Oh, sorry," Ryder stammered, realizing he had crossed a line. "I did not mean to." "No, no, no, it is all right." Joe forced a tight smile, attempting to regain his footing. "I am aware that my life is an abyss of inky black despair. Thanks for the pep talk." "Hey," Ryder said softly, attempting to make amends. "Could you show me how to do that?" "Only if you taped it." Joe laughed, a genuine, booming sound that echoed into the night. "I have no idea." "Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. Your aunt. I meant your aunt." Melissa stepped out onto the porch, a weary but victorious smile on her face. "Hey," she called out, leaning against the railing. "So I ate my whole big bowl of stink. I even went back for seconds. Ugh. I am gonna go brush my teeth now." As she turned to head inside, Joe caught her eye, a knowing smirk on his face. "Hands," he demanded, holding his palms out. Melissa stopped, a sudden realization dawning on her. "It was you. You talked her into going down there." "How did you talk her into going down there?" "People like me," Joe stated simply, leaning back with supreme confidence. "No, really," Melissa pressed, refusing to accept the magical nanny routine. Joe sighed, the truth finally coming out. "I paid her $50. "A bribe?" Melissa gasped, utterly horrified. "That is terrible. Not only is that wrong, that is horrible parenting." "Well, I am not a parent, and neither are you," Joe pointed out bluntly, stripping away the illusion. "Can I have $50? Ryder piped up from the driveway. "No," Joe barked, pointing a stern finger at the boy. "Then relax, all right?" He turned back to Melissa, attempting to justify his actions. "I wrote Lennox a personal check." Boing. Another very valuable life lesson. Melissa stared at him, torn between utter outrage and a strange, creeping sense of admiration. "So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college?" "Oh, please," Joe laughed, throwing his head back. "There was no youth center." "Can I speak to you in the other room?" Melissa asked tightly, gesturing toward the kitchen. "Nice knowing you," Ryder whispered to Joe. "Oh, I will be fine," Joe assured him, sauntering after Melissa with absolute confidence. Once they were safely out of earshot, Melissa whirled on him. "You lie, you bribe. Is there anything you will not do?" "Windows," Joe replied instantly without missing a beat. "Look, Burke, I am just trying to help you out here. You know? I mean, I may have played it fast and loose, but Lennox apologized to that lung woman, right?" "Yes," Melissa admitted softly, the anger draining out of her. "Yes, she did. She also, as it happens, said a few nice things about me. In front of me. It is the first time since she has been here. Frankly, it took my breath away." Joe smiled, a genuine, warm expression that entirely transformed his face. "Oh my God, you did not pay her to do that, too, did you?" Melissa asked, a sudden panic seizing her. "No," Joe assured her gently. "She gave me that one free of charge. Although it may be my mere presence in this household that is sort of seamlessly pulling everything together." "Oh my God. Let us believe that." Melissa laughed, the sound bright and clear. "Oh, I almost forgot. A Regency nanny has called. They said that Mrs. Dietrich is available and that she will be here 8 in the morning tomorrow." Joe's confident smile faltered for a fraction of a second. "You did not think I could handle this, did you?" "To be honest, no," Melissa admitted truthfully, leaning against the kitchen counter. "Not until you, pulled all that confidence out of your ass." "So, is this official now?" Joe asked, attempting to mask his desperate need for the job beneath a layer of casual arrogance. "Because, if not, I can just,